Welcome into a Friday edition of the Jordy Culotta Show presented by Go Chevrolet. Temperatures starting to warm up. What's today look like? Is it going to be cold again?
Yeah, it feels cold outside.
Yeah?
I'm not
we
sure.
echoing?
A
little bit?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Good morning from the headphones over here, so you got to bear with me for a second.
Good morning from the undisclosed location.
How y'all doing?
Okay, all right.
There we go.
All right.
We got 3 shows going.
Everything's working. We're good.
Rivers isn't here for 1 second.
Place blows up.
Like, yeah, I can do this.
That's Lloyd, our producer. Nick is here. Katie is here. We will be joined by John Brady of the LSU Sports Radio Network, giving us the latest on LSU Auburn. Tigers going to square off tomorrow inside of the Maravich Center. LSU basketball as they were postponed this week with a matchup versus Ole Miss. We'll talk to Coach Brady about what he expects from LSU tomorrow back at home versus Auburn. That'll be at straight up 8 a.m. this morning. We'll talk to Doug Thompson about LSU baseball in opening weekend. More adversity for the Tigers as they got some news we'll give you coming up here in a couple of minutes about a opponent over the weekend not going to make the trip down to Baton Rouge. And then we'll talk to Nathan Velasquez in the second hour today, the 5-minute movie critic, as Velasquez will be here just like he is every Friday, giving us the latest on Hollywood and what to look out for this weekend. I hope everybody is having a good start to your Friday. It'll be a busy day for us as we'll be out on the streets. Possible Phil's Oyster Bar lunch. But Katie, you woke up to...
It's a little leak.
Yeah?
A little frozen pipe type leak.
Eesh.
Laundry room and kitchen. It's fun.
We know all about the frozen pipes.
But our guy, Rhett Bourgeois, is going to take care of it.
That's what I love about Rhett
R&B.
Bourgeois. Katie came in here about 30 minutes ago, complaining about a 5 a.m. wake up, unexpected, because water was pouring down from her second story to her first
That's
story.
a little dramatic. I was already awake.
Okay.
It wasn't
All right.
pouring.
All right.
There was just a leak. But
Okay.
either way.
And just like that, thank you for dumbing down the story on this
Well, I
medium.
mean,
We're
David's
just trying to
listening.
provide
He's gonna be
entertainment.
like, come on.
Get your ass out of bed. We got a leak in the house.
That's basically what I did.
Just trying to paint the picture for the listeners out there. It's,
Wasn't that bad.
it's like Money Pit, you know what I mean?
I know, it sounds like that now.
But our guy,
you to
Rhett
Rhett.
Bourgeois, just one text before 7 a.m. this
Yeah,
morning.
way
Guy's
early, I
already up and
texted him.
moving.
Bam.
Back at you. RMB Builders. Get in touch with Rhett, the best, 921-7062. He also brings us your podcast today and every day. So if you missed today's show, make sure you get the podcast. Bummer for LSU baseball as they will play Air Force tomorrow. But the latest here due to COVID issues within its team, Notre Dame will not be making the trip down from South Bend to Baton Rouge this weekend, as it was originally scheduled to be at Alec Box Stadium, Skip Bertman Field, for a Sunday matchup versus LSU. The game now with Air Force will now be on Sunday at noon. LSU opens the season at 1 o'clock tomorrow versus Air Force. So they'll play Saturday and Sunday. Then they'll play Louisiana Tech on Monday night. College baseball, man.
Dude,
I mean, geez, the poor guys.
I was looking forward to that game so much, man.
Yeah, I mean, I was. They had a lot of history in that game, right? We talked to Eddie Smith, who's LSU baseball's hitting coach yesterday. Smith played for Notre Dame. He coached at Notre Dame. Maneri coached at Notre Dame for a while before he got to Baton Rouge to LSU, and it was just going to be one of those games and one of those weekends where there was going to be a lot of camaraderie, a lot of history between both programs. That's not going to happen now, as Notre Dame not going to be able to make the trip down. But LSU will still play. They are still scheduled to play. Tomorrow they will face off against Air Force at 1 o'clock and then noon on Sunday. So a little bit more adversity. We'll talk to Doug Thompson about that coming up here at 7:30 this morning. Jaden Hill, the big junior right-hander for the Tigers, is on the 55-player preseason Golden Spikes Award watch list, which was announced by USA Baseball on Thursday. That begins to identify the top amateur baseball players in the country. The 43rd Golden Spikes Award will be presented in July. LSU's only had one winner of this award in Ben McDonald, who we talked to earlier this week, and he was very high on Jaden Hill and what Hill would bring. So we'll talk to Doug about what to think on Hill and his possible performance this weekend. Huge news yesterday was in the NFL. Carson Wentz is on the move. He will be shipped to the Indianapolis Colts for a couple of picks. I mean, Carson Wentz, who was a top overall draft pick, second overall draft pick back in 2018, is now on the move to the Indianapolis Colts for a couple of draft picks. That was the big story yesterday in national news. So we'll talk all about that coming up over the next couple of hours on the Jordy Culotta Show, as we'll be here until 9 a.m. Remember, our coffee every day is presented by Metropolitan Health Group. Get in touch with Charlie Harvey and Jason Ramazan and the crew over there. Real doctors, real solutions for Harvey and the crew as they will take care of you today. And we're brought to you by Go Chevrolet. Remember, online at GEAUXChevrolet.com. Looking forward to catching up with Coach Brady about LSU basketball at 8 a.m. this morning. It should be a pretty good atmosphere, with the limitations tomorrow inside the Maravich Center, because that'll be a pretty good matchup. I mean, I know on paper you see 11-11 for Auburn coming in. You know they're going to be well coached with Bruce Pearl, and it is when you just look at the matchup of LSU on Auburn, man on man. They're quick, they're athletic, they're going to be able to guard around the perimeter, and a lot of the things that LSU has been doing well. Shooting the basketball in the half-court set, being able to get to the rim with their athleticism. Auburn matches up with that pretty well. So even with their record may not show that they're overall a really good basketball team, that they're a nice matchup for LSU. We were able to talk to Coach Wade a little bit yesterday while he was breaking down film and looking at the matchup, and you could see that. These guys got high concern for what Auburn brings in here on Saturday just because of their ability to defend, and they're so well coached. I mean, you know that Bruce Pearl's teams are going to be well coached coming in, and that'll be a matchup on Saturday, 2:00 inside of the Maravich Center.
You think Coach Wade's going to wear our shorts, our Jordy Culotta shorts?
I don't think so. We
Maybe for the pregame.
We went and dropped off a pair of swag yesterday. We threw him across the room to him. He opened them up, looked at him, said, "Yeah, thanks." Threw him in his locker. Right back into the film.
Fascinating.
How'd you like the shorts? What shorts? Yeah, right.
I saw you yesterday.
That's right.
You think Bruce Pearl still works up a lather in this weather?
Oh,
Still gets
yes.
all sweaty?
Absolutely.
Even
In fact,
more so.
we'll talk dad bods coming up here at some point, because the latest NFL.com mock draft is out, and Daniel Jeremiah has the New Orleans Saints taking Mac Jones, which I have never seen.
Mac Daddy Jones.
I mean, a dad bod on a 21-year-old, quite like Jones is rocking. I mean, it brings back shades of Tom Brady. Early Tom Brady, the draft day, picture.
It looks like a stick of butter.
He's one of the boys, man. Like, he's chilling. He's straight. Like, he's out there.
He looks like a jug of milk.
Yeah,
bro. Like, come on.
Bag of milk.
Bag of milk.
When Lloyd showed me the picture, have you seen the picture? No.
God,
Mac
Katie.
Jones
Obviously, I need to.
has. Let's bring it up. I got it here. Can you bring it up through the? Can you bring it onto the screen, Lloyd?
I remember shout out Grant Dugas. He showed it to me the first time I saw it, bro. I was like, what? This is Photoshop.
I mean, when Lloyd showed me the picture this morning, I was like, is that from his freshman year? I mean, he hadn't played.
Yeah. It has to be from like when he's a freshman, hasn't been in the weight room. Or
it just doesn't look like he's played a lot, right? I mean, this is October 24th, 2020.
Fresh
after
off
the
the field.
Tennessee game.
Yeah, right.
6
Working
touchdown
up a sweat.
performance. I mean, this guy looks like he's 43 walking his kids at the park. I mean, he's got no tone, no definition. Who's the strength coach at the Alabama football pro? I mean, who took over for Scott Cochran?
Yeah.
Hey, Mac, you come here, it's all good, bro.
I don't know if it's a I don't know whether to be almost like I'm almost like offended by it, or to just kind of be like, what a baller. I mean, like
dude,
the fact that guy
you
could
can
go out
do
there
that.
and just perform like that with that under the pads.
Man, I just want to know what the.
I mean, that's me.
What's the training program there? Like, if he's gonna look like that and
Throw 5 touchdowns and get the hell
Oh
out.
my God, there's
Looks like donuts and pancakes, bro.
I mean, like, if you're good enough, I guess you can just go out there and play. But like, come on,
man.
coach.
He's carbo loading.
Have you seen it? I mean, look at
Right,
this guy.
Pull up.
Look at
Yeah,
that,
I'm
look at
seeing
that.
it now.
Look
for
at
the
this
first
guy.
time. Man.
It was like me now.
Look at the gut on him. He's even got the fat belly button.
It's just as a fat kid.
I mean,
It's
you
a
know
fat
what I mean?
kid
Like,
body.
I don't know if he can lose it.
No,
I don't know if he can lose it.
I don't think he needs the flak jacket anymore.
Hey,
Bullying?
He's got
look,
that built-in
It
comfort.
could be. It could be bullying.
He comes
it could
in,
be
he
bullying.
comes
Oh.
in and tears it up, man. It don't even matter.
Well, I
Like,
mean,
I'm telling you, like,
he's about to be a multimillionaire, so the joke's on
I mean, I'm
us.
kind of
yeah,
kidding.
really.
You know what I mean?
Lloyd's over there like.
Yeah. Easy, Lloyd. You're good, bro.
You're fine, Lloyd.
You're all
I
good.
mean, I'm kind of jealous.
It's just I could not believe when I saw it for the first time. I was like, there's no way that's Mac Jones.
Got fat nipples,
that
fat
is not what I
belly.
Just
expected.
screams fat guy.
Yeah.
And he's a baller. And Daniel Jeremiah has the Saints taking him in the latest mock draft at the 28th overall selection. He also has Jamar Chase going number 3 overall to Miami, which I would love.
Who's the guy with him?
I think he would. Love
I think it's got to be just like an equipment guy, a video guy.
I'd imagine M
Yeah,
underscore brand.
He's a
Yeah.
trainer.
He's a trainer.
I'm pretty sure I
Oh,
saw
it's
it.
M underscore
Yeah.
brand.
You know him underscore brand.
Oh, yeah.
Or manager or whatever.
Yeah, he's a manager. I don't think he's getting him in the weight room because nobody is.
It's just it's an amazing picture. I think that's going to be a picture that you look back on in Mac Jones. I mean, if he turns out to be a player in the NFL, you're going to look back and it will be like the Brady picture,
Exactly.
Yeah.
right? I
Yeah.
mean, like Brady's got
I
that
don't know.
quality a lot
I'm
like.
not familiar with the Brady picture either.
I mean, bring it up.
Bring it
Draft
up,
day on
Lloyd.
Brady. I mean, he looks as if he just rolled out of the college dormitory bed.
Are you saying he's fat?
He
Like
doesn't
Tom
look
Brady was
fat.
There's no like definition.
He's skinny
He
fat.
looks.
I mean,
He
Skinny
just
fat.
looks
Like-
very
Okay.
chunky. He looks chubby. He looks undefined. I mean, he doesn't look like the
But
best athlete of all
Thank
time.
I'm gonna give Max some credit. He does look like he's got some arm definition there. Like he's just not flexing it, but it's definitely there. I can see it.
He's not flexing it. He's definitely not.
Let's hope he's not
it.
flexing.
Yeah, well,
I mean, let's hope he doesn't
Yeah,
have
I hope
the,
he does not do it. Oh man,
the
this
balled up fist,
quality.
straight arm
Yeah, yeah,
flex
right.
down where you're just trying to flex the tricep for the picture. You know what I mean? Like, you were flexing. No, I wasn't. It just caught me in a bad angle,
yeah.
bro.
Take another one. Take another
The
one.
lighting's just bad, bro. It's like nothing down on me, man.
So so wait till you see the Tom Brady picture because
I
I'm telling you,
can't wait.
it's going to look just like it. Go Chevrolet brings us to the Jordy Culotta Show every day. Remember, online at GEAUXChevrolet.com. Get in touch with Go Chevrolet today if you're looking for new cars, if you're looking for pre-owned inventory. I tell you all the time, the trip down to LaPlace, it's a very easy drive, whether you're coming to Baton Rouge from New Orleans or whether you're heading down to South Louisiana from Lafayette, Baton Rouge, Gonzales, anywhere in between. Stop in at LaPlace and see Go Chevrolet online at GEAUXChevrolet.com. Lee Gilly says, is the move to the chair permanent? It absolutely
Looks
is.
like it.
It's very comfortable. In fact, we should start a Twitter poll today and see what
Oh,
we're going to
yeah.
do here
Yeah,
because
yeah,
we
yeah.
have been presented with a pretty big choice here on the Jordy Culotta Show.
Huge.
Should we replace the blue couch with the matching sofa of the chair? The 1970s. There it is. Look at the Brady picture.
Oh.
That is Tom Brady.
He
Looks like a fugitive.
Looks
I mean,
better than Mac.
Yeah, he looks better than Mac. He's still hot.
Doesn't look like a 7-time Super Bowl winner.
No, he doesn't.
I mean, do those shoulders scream?
no, the
football
shoulders
player?
don't scream football player. But when was the picture again?
96,
Okay.
97,
Well, I mean, like, give him a
98?
break.
99.
yeah, late 90s,
Yeah.
Pre-Giselle.
what we got.
Pre-Giselle.
pre-Giselle,
Pre-diet.
for sure.
Pre-regimen.
Yes.
Pre
I mean,
TB12.
Yes.
even
pre-TV.
pre Bridget Moynihan. I mean, like pre
yeah, I forgot
everyone.
about her.
I mean, it's yes.
Does anybody have a better before and after than Tom Brady? And it's not even bad. It's just like he looks totally
I
different.
think there are definitely better before and after.
Alex
Come on,
Jones?
y'all are being a little harsh.
Look at him.
I mean, are you kidding me?
You wouldn't even look at that guy twice.
I
And now
would.
if Tom Brady would walk in
I
the
would
room.
look at that guy twice. It's a blurry picture. I mean,
This is like pre-internet.
This is not knowing anything that you know about Brady today. Like you're going back to him. He is a graduate of Michigan there with only his accomplishment is that he won the Orange Bowl.
okay.
I mean, he's a 1-year starter
I mean, he's
at
still
Michigan.
cute. I mean, sorry.
All right.
He's still cute.
All right.
He's not like Tom Brady now.
I'm gonna
But,
take your word for it.
okay. All right.
I mean, I would
I'm still into it.
I
so
would tend to
whatever
believe that
I'll
the
do it.
before and after it would be tough to find
Shocking.
something that is like, wow. Look, Nick Saban's before and
Well, I
after.
mean, do you have an after of
Money
Tom Brady
is
shirtless?
unbelievable.
So
Yeah,
I mean,
let's
that's
do it.
that's what happens when you get rich. I mean, Nick Saban at 40 looks much older than he does at now 68.
really,
Yes, I
I-
mean,
I
I,
would
I
say
mean,
so.
just the amount of, I imagine, work he's done. I mean, I mean, it was
like work.
yeah, for sure, work.
Okay.
You can tell he's older, but he doesn't look like more I don't know what's the right word for it.
He doesn't
but,
look like he's aged.
Aged.
Yeah, aged.
He looks
Aged-
younger than
yeah,
he
aged
did.
is the right word for
And I think any older man that dyes his hair, that still highlights his
Yeah.
hair. Les Miles did that. Nick Saban does that routinely. I think that
You know that Nick Saban does this routine?
For sure.
For sure.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Yes.
Oh, everyone knows this.
yeah, it's
I
another
mean,
thing.
you just kind of tell.
I mean, when he was here at Baton Rouge, he
Okay.
used to get it done at the gallery right by your house.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean, but I think anybody that goes to that length to make that
Yeah.
type of change
Yeah.
is obviously vain enough to get work done.
Sure.
Right? I mean,
Yeah,
like if
sure.
you look at him,
Yeah.
you would say, I mean, if you could bring up the picture of him at Michigan
For
State,
sure.
howdy.
Hey.
Rose does not approve of our conversation.
Rivers is like,
If you
there we go.
if you
Okay.
bring up his picture at Michigan State
Okay, Tom Brady's
compared to
hot
where he
now.
is now, I mean, the aging
All right,
process
I mean,
has
bring
been in
up
reverse.
That picture too, I guess. But
It
let's
is
look
reversed.
at Tom now. I mean,
No, Tom's
sorry,
just-
he
what-
was still cute in '96.
What money would do, what money
You're looking
does
what
to you.
money does right here.
Right, exactly.
That's not money. That's age and like working out and diet. He's
That's 20
still
years. You know
cute
the
in
one
96.
on the right is the older version of him.
You're saying he's still cute in '96?
Yes.
He is hot now. He was cute. He
That's
is
a
now
glow
hot.
up.
Yes, he's hot now. He is a major glow up, but he was still cute then. I mean, yes, I would look twice at him in 1996. I mean, come on.
I think you're lying.
He
I'm
look-
not.
I think being
He
a,
looks
being
so
a,
90s jock
being a
too. He's got the
professional
middle
quarterback.
part, the
Yeah,
big
yeah,
Adam's
the middle
apple.
part,
Yeah, he does. He does.
he has like 2006, 2007. He does like the long hair with the middle part. It's like, ooh.
He's had some looks. Him and Brad Pitt have gone through some phases.
Why
But
does
Brad
eyes
Pitt was
look
never
like a
ugly.
different
No, never
color?
ugly.
No,
Brad Pitt was never ugly.
Fight Club Brad Pitt. What?
Tom Brady was never ugly.
Ooh.
I mean, can we not agree on that? That's not ugly.
If
no,
he had never,
no, it's not. It's not ugly. No.
if he had never
I
gotten
agree.
to where he is now, he never would have been ugly. But seeing the stark differences,
Got it.
He's
he went
still
from a
got-
6 to a 10.
He's still got good cheekbones. He's got a good
He's
chin.
a 10 now for sure.
If we can get the production out of the mock draft that Daniel Jeremiah says that the New Orleans Saints will take Mac Jones and we can look back on his picture
And do
20
this.
years from now
Yep.
and mock him for smoking a cigar in Neyland Stadium after he's won 7 championships for the New Orleans Saints.
And then you see him all V-cut. and
Come on down, Mac. Got a tight chin.
Yep.
Got the hair looking even better when he's 40. Tight around the. Come on.
Come
I
on,
mean,
Mac.
I'm with it, man.
Hey,
I'm
proud
with
of
it.
him for no chest tattoo. That seems to be an Alabama staple over there.
We will. Rivers is in. She has taught the class, and she is in for the Jordy Culotta Show. We will set up Doug Thompson coming up here in a couple of minutes to talk LSU baseball. John Brady will be here at straight up 8 a.m. At 8:30 this morning, we'll talk a little Hollywood with our friend Nathan Velasquez, the 5-minute movie critic, coming up at the end of hour 2. We appreciate your interaction. If you're inside the bunker, make sure you comment, like, share, tell a friend about the Jordy Culotta Show, which is presented daily by Go Chevrolet. We'll be right back. Hey, it's no secret what we got going over here at the Jordy Culotta Show. We're trying to disrupt how media and advertising moves forward. My friend of over 35 years, Barrett Blondo, is doing the same thing for real estate with his new company, Falaya. I met with him in his own personal undisclosed location, and I got to see firsthand what Falaya has been doing and what he's been working on. It blew my mind, man. They are putting all the tools once reserved for professionals right in the hands of the homeowner. It's basically for sale by owner on steroids. For more information, give my guy Barrett Blondo a call today at 225-939-6153 or visit him at Falaya. That's FALAYA.com for more info. Barrett Blondo over at Falaya.com. Changing the game in real estate. Every time we talk to LSU head basketball coach Will Wade here on the Jordy Culotta Show, it's brought to you by Phil's Oyster Bar. Some exciting new things coming up at Phil's here during the Lenten season, including featuring new seafood specials every Friday, in addition to the seafood-filled menu over there. And they're offering up brunch right now on Saturday and Sundays, which will have bottomless mimosas. Don't forget Monday night 50-cent oysters and $2 draft beers. All over at Phil's Oyster Bar. Check them out. They're online at philsoysterbar.com, but they're located in the Southdown Shopping Center, a staple here in Baton Rouge for a long time. Go tell Anthony Piazza and the crew hello. Phil's Oyster Bar. Hey, if you're in the market for a custom home, get in touch with our friend Rhett Bourgeois over at RMB Builders. They're online at rmb-builders.com. And Rhett can do just about anything you need around the house. He can build you a new one. He can repair the one you're in. He can remodel. If you need commercial construction help, he's licensed for commercial as well. He can handle an office renovation, building maintenance. Check out everything. It's online at rmb-builders.com. He's on social media, Instagram and Facebook. You can find him at the handle at RMB Builders LLC. But the website is fantastic. Check him out, rmb-builders.com. Can you be assured that the air and surfaces in your home are clean, sanitized, and safe for you and your entire family? You can now by logging on to valera.com/Jordy Culotta, where you, your home, your office, your family can be protected 24/7 with active pure technology. This NASA-based science has proven 99.9% reduction of airborne SARS-2 and COVID-19 virus in just 3 minutes. Log on now to valera.com/Jordy Culotta.
Have a late night and can't make it for the Jordy Culotta Show at 7 a.m.? No worries. Catch us on demand on Apple, Spotify, or wherever you listen to your podcast.
Welcome back into the Jordy Culotta Show presented by Ghost Chevrolet. Remember, we'll talk to Doug Thompson coming up here in a couple of minutes. LSU baseball is going to face off against Air Force both Saturday and Sunday this weekend. No Notre Dame is the news coming down yesterday that Notre Dame not going to make the trip for this weekend due to COVID concerns around their program.
Jordy mentioned it in the last segment, but I'm about to make a poll for the couch. We have a few options here. We could go with the current couch, or we could get a matching couch to the chair. And I think there's a red plaid.
There's a red
couch.
plaid.
Yeah.
There's a matching plaid. And there's a current.
Current. Yeah, so those are my 3 options. Y'all go retweet, vote in the poll. It's about to be up in a couple seconds.
Daniel Newman, the official financial advisor of the Jordy Culotta Show. He's out in Central Magnolia Square. He is back from the island vacation. Welcome back, Daniel. Hated your picture. Remember, get in touch with our guy, daniel.newman@edwardjones.com. It was a great picture as, man, he just kind of, he beat the, he tricked everybody.
He did.
Planned a vacation, got out in front of it, didn't even feel the cold, was down on island time. But remember, we remind you about Daniel Newman over at Edward Jones. He helped us out with our 401k. We remind you, if you're at Dow, you're at Exxon, you're at BASF, you're any plant around the area, and you're listening to the show and you have any concerns about your financials, what they may look like when you retire, what are the benefits, what's your Social Security, get in touch with Daniel Newman today. He is the best. He knows those financials inside and out, can help you get set up for life after work, or can just answer some questions for you right now like he did for us. He promised it would be easy, and it was simple. Give him an email, daniel.newman@edwardjones.com. Good morning, Rivs. How are you?
I'm 15 minutes late, and the Jordy Culotta Show has turned into a fat-shaming show. But despite that...
Did you see the picture of Mac Jones?
Despite that, Lloyd probably said one of the funniest things I've ever heard said to describe like a skinny fat person. And he described him as a bag of milk. Yes. And I couldn't stop laughing.
Yes.
But you know what? He's kind of like...
Did you see the picture?
I did. I don't mind my quarterback looking a little bit like
chubby?
that. He can maybe take some impact, you know?
Okay.
So you want
Little
Matt
Michelin
Jones-
man.
Yeah.
He's built
Little
for
Michelin
some
man.
fats,
Yeah,
you know? Like,
All right. Nice spin.
I don't know.
Nice
That's all I
spin.
got from Mac. But I also will say I cannot follow Katie down the
Tom Brady's
Brady
hot.
rabbit hole.
pre-Tom Brady. I'm not saying that he's just like the worst guy I've ever seen. That's not what I'm saying at all. And he
Aside
has
of a
certainly
number.
had a glow up.
Yeah.
But that side, I mean, that middle part really is what throws me for the loop. If that middle part came at me at a bar,
The
I don't
middle-
think I
But
could
it was
handle
in
it.
fashion when he had it, you know?
It was like, what year was it? Did we decide?
06, I believe.
That middle part was not in
mean-
fashion in 06.
Well,
No. The
no.
draft picture was the late 90s. That's the one where he
1999,
standing up.
2000.
The middle part is like a team picture from the Patriots.
So he's
he's
a
in the
Patriot.
league
Yeah, no, he was in the league. Yeah.
during that time.
No, and it's all, we all have our own opinions.
I mean,
Katie
look at this
absolutely can
guy.
think that he's cute. I just cannot follow her down that path.
Yeah, I'm with you.
I don't think I'm willing to die on that Tom Brady was cute in that picture.
All right, we
hill.
got. Well, look at. He glue up with the middle part also. It's coming up in here in just a second, but this is a good look for the guy. I mean, he's handsome.
I mean, I don't know if you can find a better before or after.
I know. I was listening to y'all talk about it, and I was thinking I need to do a little like research. Maybe at the end of the show, I'll come up with some options of some glow ups. The only person who came to mind was Kim Kardashian, and she was. This is the thing, her pre-pictures.
Wow.
Wow, what year was that?
Okay.
I hate on the middle part so
I mean,
much.
Pretty sure it's
Hello.
He's not cute there. I mean,
He's
he
like
is a
Legends
stallion
of the,
right
he's
there,
like Legends
brother.
of the Fall Brad Pitt right
Good
there.
Lord.
What are we
This
doing?
is after his ACL season, right, where he was out
Yeah,
the
this
whole
is-
year.
yeah, this is,
in
uh,
Look
08.
at that scruff.
So this
Yeah.
is like 2009. I'm pretty sure
This
was
is the
not,
Moss Brady year, I'd imagine.
That's
No,
07.
No, yeah,
07?
yeah. And
07.
he was out the whole next year.
Yeah.
Yes.
Hot.
Hot.
Yeah, right.
Yes.
Hating on the middle part.
This is a different kind of middle part.
I
Okay,
apologize,
yeah,
Tom.
the hair's longer.
This
so I
is a
get that, I
different
get
middle
that, I get that.
part. The other middle part was sort of like a disheveled.
was kind
I
of
don't
a
have
butt
any
cut.
woman in my life to show me how to do this.
Butt
kind
cut,
of.
yeah.
It's kind of a butt cut.
Red
He did
flag
all
tattoo.
Here
right.
we go. We'll
Tom
just go
did
to the many
all right.
faces of Tom Brady.
Yeah, there's like a composite picture of all of them, right?
Yeah, he was in the fraternity for a while. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 different pictures of
Wow, look at the red plaid couch out to the
Early lead.
big lead.
Big lead.
I know
Big
we
lead.
probably
Big lead.
have sports to get to, but man, I'd like to talk about something really quick that I think is like happening probably to a lot of people. It just hasn't happened to me until yesterday. So you guys know I lost my voice over the weekend. I got laryngitis.
Ugh.
Really all that I'm dealing with right now is just like throat, but it's a constant tickle in my throat, right? You guys heard me coughing yesterday.
Great
It's
for
a
radio.
constant cough, right? But it's laryngitis. I don't have COVID. I'm fine, but I do have a tickle. I have a tickle in my throat. But man, what a bad time to have a sickness like this. I took my daughter to a speech therapy appointment yesterday, and
Did you get the looks?
right when I walked in, I felt it. I felt the tickle. And the worst thing you can do when you feel it is to try to like suppress.
Absolutely.
Yeah, no,
Because then it
makes
makes
it worse.
Mhm, which
Makes
is
it worse.
what happened on the show yesterday for me.
Right.
I tried to suppress, and then it made it worse.
It's like trying to hide one of those laughs when you can't
Uh-huh.
laugh.
Yeah,
you know
dude,
what I
that's-
mean?
I suppressed
yeah.
it so much that by the time it escaped, I was coughing so hard I was crying.
Oh no, ribs.
Such a full waiting room. Everyone's giving me the looks.
Right, absolutely. Can
I'm
you
wearing
go
a mask,
outside with that
obviously.
cough?
I know, but man, we gotta stop cough shaming people. We
So
gotta,
I mean, you're at that point you're dealt a hell of a choice. Do you leave your
Yeah,
kid
I know.
unattended in the
I had
in the
that,
waiting room, or do I step outside and just hack this thing up so everybody will quit staring at me?
everything was going through my mind. So finally, in between coughs, I was like, "Do you have a water fountain? Like
Something.
Right.
Something.
water."
Right.
And that I
We
still
do
had-
have a fountain, but it's out of service, ma'am. Sorry.
I had to like grab a cell, go find a water fountain. It was just a whole thing. But the whole time I was thinking, I've probably done it. I've heard people cough in public, and I've been like, "Ooh."
Well, yeah, that's your first reaction now.
Your first reaction now, and now as the coffee,
Yeah.
I think we
coffee.
should all just take a step back on our cough shaming. Coughing existed before COVID.
Not into your elbow, but
That's all. That's all.
it's a new type of cough.
That's
The
a- just
Heisman
destroy-
is
The dab cough.
Destroy all bacteria. Dab.
So I would just like to say,
No, I support
stop,
you.
stop shaming everyone.
I support you.
I mean, some people might have COVID, but like, not everyone.
Some people might. So you're just you
Y'all
were just
don't
you were
cough. I'm
just
gonna shame you if you cough.
you were just hacking into the mask, just
Man,
coughing
I guess
it up.
I just had not experienced it. It's like since COVID has come about, I haven't had any sort of like
Sure.
throat cough
Yeah,
thing. So
right.
my eyes have been opened.
Yeah, just the public coughing.
A year later, my eyes have been open.
All right, so we're going to talk some LSU baseball coming up here in a couple of minutes. Doug Thompson is going to stop by. A local story to watch over the weekend if you're interested in this. Remember the LSU golfer Sam Burns? He's in the lead right now
Oh, hey.
at Riviera, as he is still trying to get his first PGA Tour victory at 24 years old. This would be a nice one, as he opened up yesterday with an 18-foot eagle putt and closed out with 3 straight birdies on Thursday at the Genesis Invitational to give him a 7 under 64 after an opening round there. As we said, he's still looking for his first win on tour. That would be a good one for Sam Burns. And we will talk some LSU basketball coming up. A story that ESPN, we had it on the docket yesterday. We just couldn't get to it. Myra Metcalf, who is a ESPN staff writer, had a nice write-up on ESPN.com looking at all of the leagues in college basketball going into March. He broke down every league from the American Athletic Conference to the SEC to the Big Ten to the Big 12, every one of them. And he just kind of gave his take on the league up to this point as leagues start to come down the regular season stretch and head into conference tournament mode before going into the big tournament in March. And with his breakdowns of each league, he gives his front runner for player of the year up to this point. So right near the halfway point, he's got Cam Thomas as the front runner for SEC player of the year up to this point in the conference. He said he watched Thomas demonstrate his significance to Will Wade's NCAA tournament aspirations over the past 2 games as the guards averaged 25 points in back-to-back wins over Mississippi State and Tennessee, both by double-digit margins. He's scoring 17 points or more in 9 consecutive games and has LSU, this squad, entering the week as a number 8 seed in Joe Lunardi's bracketology. So a huge game for Cam Thomas, LSU basketball, and the Tigers on Saturday versus Auburn. This is why yesterday we were talking and would have loved to have seen them square off against Ole Miss with the momentum that they've been playing with and the confidence and another opportunity to get a quad 1 win. We'll break that all down with John Brady coming at 8 a.m. this morning. When we come back, we'll talk to Doug Thompson here about the LSU baseball weekend. How miserable is it to play this sport in the cold? We'll ask Thompson next. Hey, you know it's no secret what we got going over here at the Jordy Culotta Show. We're trying to disrupt how media and advertising moves forward. My friend of over 35 years, Barrett Blondo, is doing the same thing for real estate with his new company, Falaya. I met with him in his own personal undisclosed location, and I got to see firsthand what Falaya has been doing and what he's been working on. It blew my mind, man. They are putting all the tools once reserved for professionals right in the hands of the homeowner. It's basically for sale by owner on steroids. For more information, give my guy Barrett Blondo a call today at 225-939-6153 or visit him at Falaya. That's FALAYA.com for more info. Barrett Blondo over at Falaya.com. Changing the game in real estate. Every time we talk to LSU head basketball coach Will Wade here on the Jordy Culotta Show, it's brought to you by Phil's Oyster Bar. Some exciting new things coming up at Phil's here during the Lenten season, including featuring new seafood specials every Friday, in addition to the seafood-filled menu over there. And they're offering up brunch right now on Saturday and Sundays, which will have bottomless mimosas. Don't forget Monday night 50-cent oysters and $2 draft beers. All over at Phil's Oyster Bar. Check them out. They're online at philsoysterbar.com, but they're located in the Southdown Shopping Center, a staple here in Baton Rouge for a long time. Go tell Anthony Piazza and the crew hello. Phil's Oyster Bar. Hey, if you're in the market for a custom home, get in touch with our friend Rhett Bourgeois over at RMB Builders. They're online at rmb-builders, and Rhett can do just about anything you need around the house. He can build you a new one. He can repair the one you're in. He can remodel. If you need commercial construction help, he's licensed for commercial as well. He can handle an office renovation, building maintenance. Check out everything. It's online at rmb-builders.com. He's on social media, Instagram and Facebook. You can find him at the handle at RMB Builders LLC. But the website is fantastic. Check him out, rmb-builders.com.
You're listening to the Jordy Culotta Show with Rivers Huey, presented by Go Chevrolet.
Welcome back to the Jordy Culotta Show. Remember, the poll question is up and moving right now. We want your interaction. We want to know, should we get the matching plaid couch to the chair? There's a red plaid couch.
I think
that's out there,
we're
and then there's a
mostly all
current.
red.
Okay, everybody's read it. Looks like everybody's read on the
When
poll
you see
question
it,
as well.
I'm about to throw it up on the TV. When you see it, I think you'll be in favor of it.
Yeah, the red couch is a commanding lead right now in the poll.
All right, LSU baseball is out and moving. They will play game 1 tomorrow at the box. Sunday they'll be in for Air Force, and then Monday night Louisiana Tech. There you go. There's a look at the couch if you're watching online right now.
It's a stunner.
That is. Doug Thompson, a good friend of ours, one of the top Little League coaches in town. It's a huge weekend for Thompson. Not only will he be on the call for the network tomorrow for LSU Air Force, he'll have the day off on Sunday, then back on the microphone Monday night. But a bigger story will be the debut of the 7U Canes Black team that Thompson will roll out this weekend. We just got a piece of business done in the break as I picked up another quarterback for my flag football team next year as the champs just get better in the offseason. Douglas, good morning. How are you on this Friday morning?
Happy Friday morning to you guys. Just trying to thaw out a little bit for the third cup of coffee this morning. And, yep, it's a big baseball weekend in the Thompson household. Hopefully the weather continues to warm up a little bit. I'm just glad to see no more ice on the ground.
Amen, Douglas. It has been a brutal week for the Jordy Culotta Show, dealing with the elements. We've got busted pipes. Our water froze. We did not lose electricity at the undisclosed location, but we are looking to ship this cold weather out of here as soon as possible. I believe you and I talked about this last weekend, but if we can just go in a little deeper on it, Doug, playing baseball in this weather. I mean, when I think of going out and watching baseball, I think about the box in the spring, sunshine, blue skies, no clouds. To get there, you guys got to go through this time of the calendar. What's this part of the process like? What's this part of the season like?
It's miserable. That's why we have spring training this time of year in places like Arizona, the southern part of Florida. I mean, nobody likes to play baseball in the cold weather. That's the guys sitting on the bench, the coaches, your defenders. They get freezing cold standing out there between innings. Of course, hitters. No one wants to turn on a fastball in the inner part of the plate at this time of year. Pitchers have the advantage. By the time you're finished loosening up down in the bullpen, you're already sweating a little bit. You're the only guy in the facility sweating, including all the fans. So for a pitcher, once he gets going, it's not so bad. Now, to get to that point, to get loose takes a little bit longer. Sometimes be a little more painful. But baseball starts about a month too early at the college level as far as weather's concerned.
I agree. Doug Thompson joining us here. Jaden Hill, a big story going into the season. A lot of people are talking about Hill and what he could be for a third year in Baton Rouge. The Golden Spikes Award preseason list came out. He's one of 55 players that are on the preseason watch list for college baseball's highest honor. What are your expectations for Hill this season?
Well, you never know what the wins and loss columns are going to look like. That depends on how many runs they score, et cetera. But I'll tell you this, from what I've already seen, if you were to throw every one of the greatest out there in a bullpen session, starting with McDonald and Nola and Renato and just on and on and on, down the list of the great ones that LSU's had, even Gaussman, I don't know that there's ever been a guy toe the rubber for the Tigers that has as good of stuff, meaning that would look as good as Hill does. His fastball is a high 90, mid to high 90s fastball with two other pitches he can throw for a strike in any count. One of those being what a lot of people say is the best changeup in the country. So that, coupled with the fact that he's big and durable, when you're recruiting or when you are certainly looking at guys for the draft, that's one of those things, especially for the front end starters that they're looking for. Is that big size, that guy that looks like Tom Brady, that can go out there and play for the next 15 years. And Hill certainly has that. I mean, the guy's legs are like tree trunks.
Cade Beloso has experienced a physical change this season. He's moving from the infield, from first base to outfield. We talked to Eddie Smith yesterday, and they're expecting some pop from him. They're expecting for him to deliver some power to this lineup. What's it like? What do you expect from a player who experiences a physical change when their game is so much built around their strength and power?
Well, Beloso is one of those guys. I hate to say this, because I hate to say this about any player, especially at the college level. He's one of those guys that kind of have to, right? I mean, he's going to have to throw some balls out of the yard. He's going to have to, get up there in the RBIs, drive the runs in when they really count. He's one of those ones kind of with the target on their back. I don't know that the defensive position change is going to affect him too much. I was, to put him out in left field, kind of where you have to put him. You need a really good arm out in right field, which is what we have in Cruz. But now we have that left-handed throwing first baseman in Morgan. And look, Morgan was a great athlete in high school, played free safety at Brother Martin. So, it's never too late to maybe switch it back if for some reason it looks like Beloso may struggle in left field. But I think Beloso is a pretty good athlete. And, another thing is, when he first started at first base, I can remember there being some struggles. Mm-hmm. But that said, I also remember over the last season or so, many times complimenting Cade Beloso's defense. Like, he's really improved over at first base. But, I expect that he'll be plenty good enough, kind of like Bo Jordan out in left field, cover just enough ground, make the smart throws. And, of course, you've got DiGiacomo up there to pick up the slack in the gaps that he might not be able to get to. So I expect a lot from Beloso. He's a tough kid. I think he's one of those kids that likes for there to be a lot expected of him. So he's one of the players I'm most excited to watch.
What do you expect from the left side of the infield? I mean, they have a lot of, not a lot, but it seems like they've got options over there.
Well, it looks like Coach Maneri's been trying them all out. Now that we're a day away, looks like Arnold and Drew Bianco kind of out of nowhere, gonna get the first shots out at shortstop, and it looks like maybe Will Stafford at third base. But I think you nailed it, Jordy. I think it's way early in the season. I mean, traditionally LSU at this time of the year, of course, usually has that shortstop position locked up. But there's a lot of time here early on to find out, what is that best fit, not only, defensively, but what guy sitting in that spot gets the offense clicking the most.
What have you made of Bianco and his time here? I know he flirted a little bit in the offseason with maybe leaving the program. He came in as a heralded guy from Oxford, Mississippi. Obviously, his dad is the head coach at Ole Miss, but now to see his name as a possible starter at shortstop, when I saw that yesterday, I kind of raised my eyebrows. I mean, I thought that this is where he's going to fit in. What have you made of what you've seen of Bianco, and what do you think he could butt into?
Well, he's a tough kid. I mean, he's just having his dad as one of the coaches in the SEC, that adds probably unwanted pressure. But what a story it would be if he ended up at shortstop for the Tigers, because he really has never become, or been a main part of the team, meaning he's never really sat in the middle of the lineup. He's never really been an everyday starter. And again, I mean, how great would that story be, especially for young players, to see that there's anything can happen. And as long as you keep working and you stick with it, even if you want to quit, sometimes the best thing to do is just grind it out. And, hats off to him if he pulls it off and ends up sitting at shortstop and in the lineup most of the season.
One of the consistent names that people bring up, whether it was Smith yesterday, Coach Maneri was here, you've talked about him, we talked to Nolan Kane, is Gio DiGiacomo this season. It seems like he is maybe even like the face of this team going into the year, is just got a guy that they believe could butt into one of their top players. What do you expect from DiGiacomo here?
Oh, well, it's all there. I mean, long, lanky, athletic. He's, hits from the left side, can absolutely motor around the bases. I wish I could remember, but we actually, I unofficially, of course, timed him a couple times last year. I mean, listen, this guy, I've seen with my own two eyes, this guy hit ground balls back to the pitcher that would carry the pitcher toward the third base side. And I've seen him hit, that six hopper out to second base and beat those throws out. I mean, he's a game changer on the base pass. And a guy with tools like that can absolutely be the poster boy for the team. I mean, he's got all those things, all those assets. It's just a matter of putting it together and keeping it consistent. He's one of the only two guys last year that finished that abbreviated season with an average over 300. So if the Giacomo can really go, I think defensively he'll be fine. But what can he do offensively? Can he turn into kind of a Mark Laird type player and use the entire field? Can he continue to use his speed to beat teams? I don't know if you remember last year. I believe there was I think he tagged up from second and actually scored on a deep fly ball to right field.
Wow.
He's got, top of the line speed, and anybody with that type of athleticism can be a factor.
And then Gavin Dugas is another name that keeps popping up as a guy that they have to find a spot for. Where does he fit in your opinion?
He's another one of those guys, kind of like the anchor, who's never had a chance yet to be a guy, to be an everyday guy. But he's gritty. He's a grinder. He's well respected on the team. At this point, he's a leader, I'm sure, in the clubhouse. And, guys like that tend to find their way on the field. Again, it's early, but I would not count Gavin Dugas out to be one of those guys coming down the home stretch that the purple and gold are depending on.
From a mental standpoint, Maneri was here a couple of weeks ago and talked about relaxing the facial hair rule. That does something for the locker room, right? I mean, that gives you a little spirit if you've been in there doing the same thing every day, day in, day out.
Yeah, I think it allows guys to have a little bit more of an identity and to kind of be themselves a little bit more. I was a little bit surprised. I'm a big fan of the Yankees, and I think the Yankees are one of the greatest sports franchises in history, and that's been one of their policies. I've been out and had a couple beers with Goose Gossage and heard him talk about having to tone down the handlebars. So I wasn't really opposed to that restriction that Coach Maneri had, but on the same hand, I could go with facial hair as well. It never really bothered me one way or another, but I do think it allows the team to let some players out of their box a little bit and maybe form an identity that we wouldn't see, with the no facial hair policy.
Doug, is that the best companion you've had a beer with in the bigs? Goose?
Dude, he was our minor league pitching coordinator, and yeah, I mean that's one of the best, coolest nights out for me in my minor league time was hanging out with the Goose. It was at a biker dive bar in Tucson, Arizona. He made us take way too many shots that night, but I think we were all singing karaoke, "Proud to be an American," at the end of yeah, it was a good time. But I will say this, I heard you guys talking about the upholstery matchup. You got no shot to match that chair. I sat in that chair, and they discontinued that upholstery.
No, look, we found the matching couch.
We're going back to where we bought the chair from. The ladies got the matching couch. So you got a vote here, Doug?
I would say, man, I've got to look at them again, but I really like matching the chair. If there's a couch that's the sister of the chairs, I think we got to go with it.
It's the matching.
It is the matching couch.
Put DT9 for the matching couch on the vote there. Doug, thank you as always for the insight. I know it's a very exciting time around the Thompson household this morning. Much more exciting news for a young Cam that he just got picked up by the champions of the Flag Football League next season, so good for him. Best of luck to the Canes. Have a great call this weekend, and we'll talk to you next week, Douglas.
Hey, listen, this is my last time on the show, unless I get a contract next time saying Rivers will ask me a question.
Well, look, I was actually going to – well, one, I have lost my voice, so I'm really trying to actually rest it a little bit. But I was going to bring up – have you been listening to the whole show? I'm sure you do every day. From 7 to 9. We were talking about Tom Brady's glow up earlier. Can you think of a better glow up of an athlete or maybe just a famous person than Tom Brady?
What do you mean glow up?
Like,
Explain.
he started looking very awkward.
In 1996, he looks much more awkward than he looks like today.
Oh, no. I mean, I think facial plastic surgery.
You think he's had plastic surgery?
Yes.
Really?
I do.
But does he have some secret fountain that he's drinking out of that we don't know?
TB12.
Is there a secret-
TB12, Douglas. what is in the TB12, bro?
No, he is definitely a better looking human being than he was 15 years ago. There's no question about it. I agree 100%.
Okay. You can't, but can you even think of anyone that's close to it? Like, I can't.
Ponce de Leon.
We've been sitting here trying to think of other people, even to like throw into the pool, and I can't even think of anybody.
That have actually improved Let me think about it, and I'll
Okay.
text Jordy the answer. But yeah, I'm thinking there's somebody else out there. I just need to think through it.
Okay, think through it. Get back to us.
DT9 Tigers.
Hey, does Ronnie Rance count?
Not if he wears that hat.
after-
Keep that fedora off his head, for God's
It was
sakes.
a bowling. I tuned in the
Bowling
other
hat.
day. He's wearing a bowling hat and
a
like
scarf.
a soccer scarf.
I'm gonna go grab a pint with the lads.
Tell this guy we're nearly 50. For God's sakes, it's over. Doug, have a good weekend.
Ascot?
What?
Ascot.
He's wearing a
No, he was wearing a fedora.
a fedora. I thought you
Yes.
said he was a scarf.
I wouldn't put it past him at this
No, he
point.
did. He had
No,
a
he had a
scarf
scarf.
on.
He had
Oh,
a
Scarf on and a
Jesus.
bowler's
I
hat.
think it's more like a pork pie.
Doug, rein your boy in, for God's sakes, man. Have a good weekend.
I've tried for 20 years. You guys have a great day. Have a great weekend.
All
Bye,
right.
Doug.
We will
Appreciate it.
close at hour one next. Get there, Lloyd.
Are we on?
Every time we talk to LSU head basketball coach Will Wade here on the Jordy Culotta Show, it's brought to you by Phil's Oyster Bar. Some exciting new things coming up at Phil's here during the Lenten season, including featuring new seafood specials every Friday, in addition to the seafood-filled menu over there. And they're offering up brunch right now on Saturday and Sundays, which will have bottomless mimosas. Don't forget Monday night 50-cent oysters and $2 draft beers. All over at Phil's Oyster Bar. Check them out. They're online at philsoysterbar.com, but they're located in the South Downs Shopping Center, a staple here in Baton Rouge for a long time. Go tell Anthony Piazza and the crew hello. Phil's Oyster Bar. Hey, if you're in the market for a custom home, get in touch with our friend Rhett Bourgeois over at RMB Builders. They're online at rmb-builders, and Rhett can do just about anything you need around the house. He can build you a new one. He can repair the one you're in. He can remodel. If you need commercial construction help, he's licensed for commercial as well. He can handle an office renovation, building maintenance. Check out everything. It's online at rmb-builders.com. He's on social media, Instagram and Facebook. You can find him at the handle at RMB Builders LLC. But the website is fantastic. Check him out, rmb-builders.com. Hey, you know it's no secret what we got going over here at the Jordy Culotta Show. We're trying to disrupt how media and advertising moves forward. My friend of over 35 years, Barrett Blondo, is doing the same thing for real estate with his new company, Falaya. I met with him in his own personal undisclosed location, and I got to see firsthand what Falaya has been doing and what he's been working on. It blew my mind, man. They are putting all the tools once reserved for professionals right in the hands of the homeowner. It's basically for sale by owner on steroids. For more information, give my guy Barrett Blondo a call today at 225-939-6153 or visit him at Falaya. That's FALAYA.com for more info. Barrett Blondo over at Falaya.com. Changing the game in real estate. Hey, if you're in the market for a custom home, get in touch with our friend Rhett Bourgeois over at RMB Builders. They're online at rmb-builders, and Rhett can do just about anything you need around the house. He can build you a new one. He can repair the one you're in. He can remodel. If you need commercial construction help, he's licensed for commercial as well. He can handle an office renovation, building maintenance. Check out everything. It's online at rmb-builders.com. He's on social media, Instagram and Facebook. You can find him at the handle at RMB Builders LLC. But the website is fantastic. Check him out, rmb-builders.com.
Do you want to sponsor the Jordy Culotta Show? Contact us at katie@jordyculottashow.com. That's katie@jordyculottashow.com.
Welcome back here to the Jordy Culotta Show, presented by YouTube. Appreciate Doug Thompson for stopping by here on this Friday edition, getting us set for an LSU baseball weekend. Tiger's going to go versus Air Force tomorrow. They will be on Sunday. They'll go against Air Force again, and then on Monday night they will play Louisiana Tech, as that'll be the 3-game set this weekend. No Notre Dame with the COVID concerns up in South Bend this morning. LSU basketball, looking forward to this one, as the Tigers are going to be back in action after a week of what was going to be a possible matchup versus Ole Miss. Would have been a nice one, a quad 1 game for the Tigers, but that game was postponed due to some weather concerns that was happening over in Oxford and all the ice that was happening across the country this week. But LSU basketball back in action tomorrow at the Maravich Center. John Brady, former LSU head basketball coach, now a part of the network, will be on the call tomorrow to help us give a little bit of the preview of the matchup as he is back with us here on this Friday morning. Coach, good morning. How are you?
I'm doing great, Jordy. How are you doing?
Doing okay, man. Doing good going into...
I was sporting your Jordy Culotta face mask yesterday all around the city of New Orleans.
Let's go,
Thank
Coach.
you, Coach.
Let's go.
Thank you, Coach.
Yes,
Like the
sir.
good friend he is, the mentor that he is. Thank you there to John Brady. I hated to see LSU not get a chance to play, carrying off the momentum of the past 2 games. Before we get to tomorrow's matchup, what did you make of what they accomplished last Saturday by, they whooped up on Tennessee?
Well, the last time a game got postponed for LSU, LSU had lost 4 out of 5, right? And they had a week off of practice. Well, LSU comes back and they beat Mississippi State and played very well on the road, shot it like crazy. And then they come back and they beat a really well-coached Tennessee team. And the thing I liked about that is Tennessee's field goal stat was quite low. Mm-hmm. And anytime you win the field goal stat by 10 points, as they did, or whatever the case was, you're able to beat a good team. And even though we beat Mississippi State, we shot 61 or so %. Mississippi State did shoot 56. So that was kind of our shot making overclouded a field goal stat that we gave up. But we came back against Tennessee and probably had 2 of our best wins of the year after not playing. If we had the same improvement for not playing this past week and we improved Saturday, I think we handle Auburn. And the reason I say that is Auburn gives up 80 points. When we score 80 or more, it's tough to beat the Tigers. And I think the points that Auburn's going to allow us to score, even though Auburn will score some baskets as well, I just think LSU is going to put 85 plus on Auburn and win this game at home.
The game that Trenton Watford played, specifically in the first half last week, he looked very comfortable, he looked confident, and it looked like the people around him were playing better for his game. What did you see from the sophomore last weekend?
Well, I've always liked Trenton. I like him closer to the goal than farther away, and I think he's a very good passer out of the post, and I've said that many times. And Trenton's not settling to shoot the 3 as much. He's getting closer into the goal. He's driving the ball to the rim, and I think that's a difference in LSU's production on offense. When he's down there on the post and people double team and run at him, he's very good at hitting the open man out of a double team in the post. And I think LSU sometimes is at its best when he's closer to the basket. The other thing I've noticed the last 2 games is Cam Thomas, from an efficient standpoint, a field goal stat perspective, I think it's been his best 2 games. He's been a high volume shooter, scoring a lot of points, but the last couple of games he's been around the 47 to 50% shooting percentage from the floor, even from the 3. And I think his production from an efficiency standpoint offensively has been really good the last 2 games, and I think that's one of the reasons LSU has played well.
ESPN.com has him tabbed at this point the SEC Player of the Year for how he's played and what he's accomplished. What have you you've seen this league? Where does he fit in?
Well, he's in that conversation for sure, and he's getting a lot of accolades, certainly in that regard. I'm not sure if he's MVP of the league. I think it's going to depend on who wins it and how it finishes at the end of the day. But that is that's a big thing to put on a freshman who's averaging over 20 a game in SEC play, and his first year at LSU. That's a lot of stuff to handle, and he's handled it well. He's a guy that doesn't show emotion. Now, you can't tell if he's missed 5 in a row or made 5 in a row. He just keeps playing. He's consistent in the way he approaches it, and I've said this before. Cam Thomas, he's playing for the perfect coach for him in Will Wade, because Will stays with him up and down through making baskets and missing baskets, and still comes at him in terms of letting him shoot it. So I think it's a good combination where Cam is playing for Will, and I think it's good Will being able to coach him.
Yeah, Thomas right now averaging 32 minutes a game, 22 points, and shooting at around 40% field goal percentage every time out. You and Bruce Pearl had some battles back in the day. He was roaming the Tennessee sidelines when y'all were going at it. What do you have to prepare for when you face a Bruce Pearl squad?
Well, I think the difference in his team a year ago is they were very good defensively. I told him that in the locker room before our game with them. I think his team is really good because they created so much off the defensive end a year ago. I don't think this team defensively is as committed as a team a year ago. I don't think they're as good at it. Bruce Pearl is going to spread the floor. He's going to run some weave from time to time. He'll send a couple of cutters through. But really, his first 10 or 12 seconds of the shot clock is just false motion to get you to move around a little bit. And then at about the 12-second mark, they attack the goal and try to create something out of attacking moving defenders. And that's kind of how he plays it. Defensively, they're not as good. That's why earlier I said, Jordy, I believe LSU scores 85-plus on this team because Auburn's not going to slow it down. They're not going to try to get really good shots. They're going to advance it quickly. And the big thing for LSU is contain their point guard. He's involved in probably half of their points or close to it. And if they contain that freshman point guard a little bit and make him have a difficult day in terms of scoring baskets and getting assists, then I think LSU wins this game.
Javonte's over 4 assists a game right now. His game looks like it's a little different. What are you seeing from the junior?
I think right now, the last 2 games I've seen Javonte, I think he's the best guard in the SEC.
I agree.
I mean, I think what he's done in terms of assist-to-turnover ratio, field goal percentage, driving the ball to the goal, trying to be a better defender, I think the last couple of games he's played as good or better than any guard in the league. And if he continues to do that, certainly it bodes well for LSU. You know, beating Tennessee, I think it convinced me that we're certainly in the NCAA tournament. Now I think over the next 5 or 6 games, we're playing for a seeding position in the in the NCAA tournament. So we'll just see how we finish it out. But I think we're in. We're going to win 3 or 4 more games. SEC tournament, who knows what can happen there. So I think now it's a seeding situation to improve our seeding in the NCAA tournament as we move forward.
Have you seen anything specifically jump out to you on the defensive improvement, whether it's been communication, whether it's been the ability to switch or anything that they've been doing out there that has picked up the intensity and execution on that side of the floor?
Well, I think it's just the enthusiasm to play it.
Yeah.
I think it's an approach that they have every single game, and I think the last couple of games it's been a lot better. And I really think the week off of practice before the last 2 games allowed Coach Wade to correct some things he saw in this team from a defensive standpoint they needed to correct. And I think that's the sign of good coaching. When you see an improvement in the team in one aspect or one area, I think it's coaching. And we even put in a couple of new inbounds plays that we scored easily off of against Tennessee and Mississippi State. And I told him that on the radio. That's coaching. Now he always tries to blow it off and say, "Well, we got good players." Yeah, you do have good players, but they need to be told what to do from time to time. And it was evident to me in the last 2 games, the week off and the improvement that they made goes back to Coach Wade and his staff and what they put on that team in those days of practice.
Coach, Andre Hyatt has been a breath of fresh air for this team. It seems like he's making plays at opportune times. He's making plays when this team needs either a basket or a stop. He has gone through some adversity here, but it seems like he is playing right at the right time. How important is that from a coach's point of view to have a player that may go through a roller coaster of emotion through the season, but you got him right going into March?
Well, I think Coach Wade, number one, feels comfortable with him on the floor. You know, I think Will has said that on several different occasions. And I think you touched on the reason he's able to be called upon and play well is because of his approach to it. A lot of players, they play a lot early. They start, then they go through a lull. They don't play a couple of games, then they play 2 or 3 minutes, and they don't handle that really well. Andre Hyde has handled that really well, and I think his approach and his attitude has helped him to be ready when he's been called upon. And I think that speaks well to the young man. And then I think since he's been able to handle it in that way, he's earned the right now to maybe start the rest of the year, or at least the next couple of games, or at least get in and be a factor in helping LSU win down the stretch. And I think Coach Wade appreciates that. He recognizes that. And I think that's one of the reasons he feels really comfortable with him on the floor.
How have you seen the feel of this conference change over the past couple of weeks? It seemed like Tennessee was the class of the conference with Alabama just weeks ago. Now LSU is playing well. We've seen Ole Miss, your friend Kermit Davis. They may have the hottest squad in the league right now. What do you make of the SEC going into the conference tournament here in just a couple of weeks?
Well, I think one thing this year that's predictable about the SEC is it's unpredictable. I can't get really a feel on who's the best team or who isn't the best team. It seems most teams in this league have had their moments of quality play and upset somebody, or you say, "Wow, look at that score!" It's shocking a little bit. So I think the SEC tournament is wide open. I think the unpredictability of the SEC this year is going to be fun as it comes down the stretch. Who's going to win the SEC? It looks like Alabama, obviously, but I don't think they're unbeatable either. So I think when it comes down to it, LSU's got an opportunity to go to the SEC tournament and do quite well. And then depending on the draw in the NCAA, I think they can win a couple of games in the NCAA tournament too.
LSU basketball is set to take on Auburn tomorrow, 3 o'clock start inside the Maravich Center. That means 30 minutes before tip-off, Coach John Brady and Chris Blair will be on the LSU Sports Radio Network. He is the best. We appreciate his interaction and him being here with us every week. Make sure and tune in tomorrow to catch him on the broadcast. Coach, have a safe trip in. We'll talk to you soon.
Okay. Thanks, Jordy.
Yes,
All
sir.
right.
There he is, John Brady, checking in this morning as LSU enters tomorrow's matchup versus Auburn at 13-6 overall. Auburn comes in at 11-11, right at 500. Auburn's 5-8 in the SEC, while LSU is 8-4. It should be a really good matchup tomorrow as a pair of Tigers, even though the record of 11-11 for Auburn shows that they're 500. As far as the matchup goes of just man on man, LSU versus Auburn, this is going to be a good one. It was good to hear Coach John Brady breaking that down. If you have a question for the Jordy Culotta Show, now's the time to get that in. Remember, you can just hashtag Ask the Jordy Culotta Show or hashtag Ask the JC Show if you want to get in, and we will answer your questions next. Daily, we're brought to you by Johnson and Spillers Dentistry. Remember, get in touch with Dr. Johnson, Dr. Spillers over at Johnson and Spillers Dentistry. They've got 2 locations, one out in Gonzales on Prepara Boulevard, and then the other one right here in Baton Rouge in between Segan Lane and Bluebonnet on Perkins. They offer everything that you could be looking for, whether it's pediatric dentistry, you need crowns, you need fillings, you need your teeth whitened, or you're even looking for Botox. They can help you out with that today. Get in touch with Dr. Spillers, Dr. Johnson, online, johnsonandspillers.com. That is JeansonNne, johnsonandspillers.com if you want to get in touch with the official dentists of the Jordy Culotta Show. We'll be back and answering your questions right here. Hashtag Ask the Jordy Culotta Show inside of the bunker, and we'll answer them next. Every time we talk to LSU head basketball coach Will Wade here on the Jordy Culotta Show, it's brought to you by Phil's Oyster Bar. Some exciting new things coming up at Phil's here during the Lenten season, including featuring new seafood specials every Friday, in addition to the seafood-filled menu over there. And they're offering up brunch right now on Saturday and Sundays, which will have bottomless mimosas. Don't forget Monday night 50-cent oysters and $2 draft beers, all over at Phil's Oyster Bar. Check them out. They're online at philsoysterbar.com, but they're located in the South Downs Shopping Center, a staple here in Baton Rouge for a long time. Go tell Anthony Piazza and the crew hello. Phil's Oyster Bar. Hey, if you're in the market for a custom home, get in touch with our friend Rhett Bourgeois over at RMB Builders. They're online at RMB-Builders, and Rhett can do just about anything you need around the house. He can build you a new one. He can repair the one you're in. He can remodel. If you need commercial construction help, he's licensed for commercial as well. He can handle an office renovation, building maintenance. Check out everything. It's online at rmb-builders.com. He's on social media, Instagram and Facebook. You can find him at the handle at RMB Builders LLC. But the website is fantastic. Check him out, rmb-builders.com. Go Chevrolet is under new management, but it's the same old familiar names that you know here from the area. Lee Carney and Nick Richard are up and running in LaPlace, Louisiana, and they want you to stop in today. But if you can't, they'll make it easy for you. They'll come to you. Log online to GoChevrolet.com. That's GEAUX Chevrolet.com. Go Chevrolet is conveniently located on Airline Highway in LaPlace, Louisiana. Shop all the inventory, whether it's new or pre-owned, at GoChevrolet.com. That's GEAUX Chevrolet.com. Dr. James Johnson and Dr. Chad Spillers of Johnson and Spillers Dentistry, with 2 locations, one in Gonzales and one in Baton Rouge between Segan Lane and Bluebonnet, offer everything from ceramic crowns to pediatric dentistry, dental cleanings, Botox, extractions. They're online at johnsonspillers.com. Located in Gonzales and in Baton Rouge, seeing both new patients and existing patients. Log online to johnsonspillers.com.
If you missed the show, you can always check out our podcast, brought to you by RMB Builders, on Apple, Spotify, or anywhere else you can listen to podcasts.
All right, welcome back into the Jordy Culotta Show right here on YouTube, presented by Go Chevrolet. Remember, online at GEAUXChevrolet.com to get in touch with the new inventory. They had a black Z71 murdered out yesterday. That was
That thing was hot.
We were all
brand
trying to
new.
get that.
$1,000 off if you mention the Jordy Culotta Show. Go ask for Nick Richard out there and see if you can't, if it's off the lot, see if you can't take advantage of another good mood that Nick was in yesterday, and tell him you heard it on the Jordy Culotta Show, and I want my $1,000 off. All right, your questions. Ask the Jordy Culotta Show. We will talk to Nathan Velasquez here in about 15 minutes, 8:30 this morning. We will go out to Hollywood and talk to our good friend Nathan about his 5-minute movie, his 5-minute critic, which is up on YouTube. Great production. Make sure you're subscribed and following there. Nathan will give you all of the information when he stops by here in a couple of minutes.
Found a couple more glow ups that
Yeah.
I think are better than Tom Brady's glow up.
So would that be worse or better? Yeah,
I think the glow up was better.
Right.
If you haven't, I don't know if Lloyd has the photos, but if he doesn't, it's fine. You can Google David Beckham before and after,
I mean,
and you
there's
will
no-
be shocked.
There's nobody else. That's
Amazing.
It is. Wow. I don't think.
So when was that
remember.
before taking on Beckham?
I guess that was just when he first started.
I mean,
You know,
he
like-
landed a posh girl like that?
No, there's got to be a teen. He's got to be like
I don't
fresh
know.
into
I don't
the
know. There's a
league.
lot of photos out there of him looking like that.
I mean, a Spice Girl. Spice
It's
Girl.
like, yeah, but she was Posh Spice.
Was it
She
Posh
was
Spice?
Posh Spice. But I think
Leave me alone.
though it was a very
I'm on the
90s.
right track.
It was a very 90s look though. You know, like the
Yeah.
slicked back hair, long, and then Chris Pratt before and after. I mean, he was like your typical kind of
Fat guy.
that funny guy.
Yeah.
Like great personality.
Yeah, kind of like Zach Galifianakis.
Bridge too
Good
far.
try. Good try.
Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Yeah. He was a funny fat guy, you know, and then he got ripped for like Jurassic World or something. I don't remember what he got ripped for.
Oh no, it was Guardians of the Galaxy.
Oh, okay. But I just remember one season of Parks and Rec, he was fat, and then he came back and he wasn't.
Yeah, their explanation was like, so you just quit drinking beer? He's like, yeah. He's like, well, how many beers will you drink? He's like, a lot.
Yeah.
A lot.
But I don't buy that.
No.
I want to go through. I would like to see one of those regimens. Not go through it anymore, but I would like to see one of
wanna
those
see it.
regimens that they do to transform these people's bodies, like they do. Whether it be people like Christian Bale. Yeah, no, I know it's money.
It's called
No, I know
steroids.
it's money. I know it's money, and I know it's time, and I know all the things
Steroids.
that you have to
Yeah.
to get there. I just want to see the regimen. I want to
mean,
see
they
the
work.
workout. that they go through to get there.
It's the diet too, man.
Oh, it's all about the diet.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, that was Parks and Rec. Like, and that's when he was married to
Oh, the blonde.
girl. She was also funny. And
Oh yeah,
she's-
yeah. Anna Ferris.
Anna Faris.
Wow, Jordy.
You know I know that.
Why?
Entourage.
Oh,
Yes.
yeah. So he was married to Anna Faris.
One Day in the Valley.
She was in Entourage, and yeah, she was in Entourage.
I don't remember that either.
Gets into a wreck with her
Yeah.
in the Hollywood Hills, and he ends up going back to the house and end up I think they shag.
Shag. Lloyd, yes. Yeah, so he was married to Anna Faris. She left her husband for him
And then she
when he
left
was
him.
kind of
Wow.
when he was fat funny guy, and then he left
Left
her.
her.
And now he's married to Arnold Schwarzenegger's daughter. They have a child
Oh,
together.
Wow.
They bond over bodybuilding.
Yeah. What a life for Chris Pratt.
He was living in a van.
That guy definitely lived in a van.
He was in California on the beach. He was just living in a van. He had a little one-man cookout scenario, which I am all for. If
this
you know,
pre-
whoever
That sounds
goes
like
off the
Lloyd's
grid,
life.
Is this pre-star or
Yeah,
post-star?
this is no pre-star.
Because I was reading McConaughey's book, and like after he
Lights.
blew out,
That book
Green
is
Lights.
wild.
Is
It's
it
a
good?
green light.
You
man.
just go forward.
It's a
don't
green
look
light.
back.
It's a green
just
light.
forward.
Is that a good
I
book?
mean, it's pretty good.
Wild.
But he takes off and lives, and actually lived in Zachary.
Really?
In a trailer, in a what do you call those cool trailers that you put behind your truck?
Airstream?
And he lived in an Airstream, and he traveled the country, and he would just pull up to RV parks all over the country, sit, chill, party. He tells the story about when he went to one in Vegas, and he made some lifelong friends. Green lights.
Green lights, baby.
Green
Vegas.
lights,
It's Vegas. You
Well, I
see the
mean-
lights. You keep going.
God, that book is, and I feel like you need to listen to the audio version.
That's what I
of
did.
it.
Yeah, because he's reading it. Yeah,
He
that's
narrates
it.
That book is just
Yes.
wild.
He
though.
narrates the whole thing.
I mean, his whole thing is wild. You know, his first movie was Dazed and Confused.
Yes.
But how he got that role,
Yeah.
it's just wild. I mean, he was in a bar.
Yeah, he was in a bar.
He's just being himself.
Yep. And he ad-libbed, the part where they popped the hood, and he said, "Let me tell you what Melba Toast is packing here," and he goes through that thing. He ad-libbed that thing on the spot. And he also talks about what's the name of the movie where he's with
Wolf of Wall
Wolf of
Street.
Wall Street.
that scene right there is ad-libbed.
Really?
And Leo is like, he said he did it off a camera.
Yeah.
He did it off camera, a version of it where they were like messing around.
Yeah.
And he was like, "Bro, you have got to put that into the scene."
Yeah,
And he said that's
absolutely.
where he dropped it right there, and that whole scene is ad-libbed, and him and DiCaprio are like feeding off of each other. Like DiCaprio's like urging him, like motivating him to keep going.
That'd be a cool
Those
question
were the
for-
coolest parts of the stories for me. I thought that like him going into the personal stories were fantastic. He lived in Zachary for like 3 months.
Yeah, he used to work out a lot. I mean, people would run into him at gyms and
Yeah.
stuff.
That'd be a cool question for Nathan. Is what are your favorite ad-lib scenes? Like for me, up there's got to be Pulp Fiction, the Sam Jackson monologue. That was ad-lib, completely ad-lib. Yeah,
Say what again?
yeah,
The
yeah.
say what again
That's all,
scene?
that's all ad-lib. Yeah, yeah. If you look
What?
at, they have
What? Say what again?
What ain't no country I ever heard of?
What?
Yeah, right. Takes a bite of it. He's got the burger.
Yeah. That is a tasty burger.
Yeah, it's good, man. Well, that's good. That is a good one for.
Wait, did you
for
hear
Nathan.
about the going back to McConaughey, the story where he went to ad lib for a script read, and he's like, "I'm not even gonna look at the script. I'm just gonna feel it out." You're supposed to speak Spanish in it. He goes, "Never do that again. Always peek through the script." Man.
Always just peek
thumb
at the
through it,
script.
man.
He's like a
Just flip
monologue
through
of
it.
him going in Spanish. He's like, "I don't know a lick of Spanish."
Oh my god.
It's a good book, man. I mean, it's a good book to just. And I agree with Rivs. Get the audio
No,
version.
now that I know he narrates it, that's the only.
Yes,
That's the only way that you can.
He did
take it in.
peyote and got in a cage with a tiger, and
Yeah.
the tiger
There's
ended
some
up getting in his lap.
wild story.
Yeah, he'd like coax the tiger into his lap. He's
Green
like,
lights.
Green lights.
I mean, like, it's like
we were
it's just
vibing.
drop of green lights every
Yeah.
now and again. So good. Green light, baby.
I know we probably have a bunch of questions, but this
Yeah,
one
let's
just
go.
happened though, and it's kind of timely. What is one of the biggest, most popular movies that you've never seen?
Fight Club.
What?
You've
How
never
have you
seen
made
Fight
it?
Club, bro?
There-
I mean, I've never seen Star Wars. I've never
Really?
seen
You've
one
never
of them.
seen Star Wars?
I've never seen
that is
any
more
Star
shocking.
Wars. Any Star Wars.
That's shocking.
I mean, I'm sure I've been in the room while it's been on, but I've never
Yeah,
sat down
right,
enough and
right.
like taken it in to even realize that I'm watching it.
It's like beyond the nerd stuff. It's just like an unironically good. Like,
Yeah,
it's
just
the
No,
original
no,
show.
I
It's
know,
like-
I know.
it's like a
Don't
good
believe
series.
me, bro.
The
I've been
last scene
berated.
of
I've
Fight
been beat
Club
up.
is one of my very favorite scenes of any movie. like with the music and just
Yeah.
the whole thing. I feel like you'd really like Fight Club.
Apparently, there's a big twist in it, and that
Yeah,
along
yeah.
those lines, like I've never seen Sixth Sense. Like a lot of like the big twist movies, I've never
Whoa.
seen. But I'm
I
like,
think Fight Club's more like shocking though.
yeah.
You're just along for the ride in Fight Club.
Yeah.
Like you're not gonna figure it
Like,
out
what the
until the
hell
end. You're
is
like,
happening?
what is going on?
Yeah, yeah.
It's a book too.
What's the book? What's the movie that everyone always fights about at Christmas? Whether Die Hard.
Die Hard.
I've
Die
never
Hard.
seen Die Hard.
It's a Christmas
Really?
movie.
It is definitely a Christmas
It's
movie.
I don't know. I've
Definitely-
never
100%
seen
it's
it.
Christmas
Definitely
movie.
Christmas. Me,
Just listen to the soundtrack.
me and my parents watched 1 and 2 on Christmas night. It was great. Awesome
Oh,
vibes.
The Departed. I've never seen The Departed. Beginning
Great
to
movie.
end.
I've
It's a
never seen
great-
that either.
It's a great movie.
I've caught bits and pieces of it, like everybody, it's on or something.
You
but
know
I've
what?
never
I
sat down and
I
watched it.
cannot finish now, and I swore to myself I was going to watch it, but I just can't get through it. Is The
Irishman?
Irishman? I
Irishman.
can't.
Oh, didn't
I've
even
never
start
seen
it.
it
Get-
either.
I've
through
heard,
it.
I've heard people watching it as like a mini series. It's like breaking it
Yes.
down into
Yeah.
like a couple.
We should bring
30-minute
that up to
chunks.
Nathan. I think that makes him really mad. I think people who cut the Irishman up, I think that makes him irritated.
Oh, okay.
I'm a
I
giant.
think it was Nathan.
I'm a giant Scorsese nerd. Like I love Scorsese.
Yeah.
Like he's my favorite director. I love his movies so much, but that one is kind of a struggle to get through.
Best Scorsese movie.
Casino.
Casino's a great one.
Yeah.
I'll tell you one that's off that's off the radar that nobody talks about is The Last Waltz.
Yeah. That
By the
that one's
band.
Very good.
If
Very
you've
good.
never seen that,
It's incredible.
that is without question the best music movie I've ever seen.
Yeah.
I mean, I call it a movie because Scorsese is the director, and it has him featured in it. Like he
Yeah.
is on it, and a
Yeah.
young hippie Scorsese like hanging out with the
Right.
band. But I mean, like Eric Clapton, Dr. John.
Oh, wow.
A young Dr. John out there. Van
Fantastic.
Morrison,
Fantastic.
a young Van Morrison. I mean, I'm trying to think. Is it Ella Fitzgerald? Maybe
They're
that
all
was
in
a
the
part-
movie?
In the
Yeah,
movie,
yeah, they're all in it,
It's
yeah.
the last performance of the band at the San Francisco concert hall that
Fillmore?
the Fillmore
Yeah.
at the Fillmore Theater, and Scorsese shoots the whole like the build up to it and then the actual show.
Oh, wow.
And they tell like the backgrounds of how they started, some of the stories from the road, how they wrote their music. I mean, all the collaborators that they're with. I mean, a young Eric Clapton, like it's as good as a movie I've ever seen, and it's Scorsese.
I'm into that.
Yeah,
I might
it's
watch
great.
this today. Ivy A. Bear. LOL hasn't seen Star Wars, looking like Yoda over there. Nope, that's not Yoda.
Okay. See? It's on brand.
See
Give me my risers for them.
See the movie, you must.
You got the. You want to hop into the Ask the JC Show question?
Yes. Yeah, let's go.
You want to do it, Rose?
Oh, no, you can ask. I'm
All
sorry.
right, cool. Hashtag Ask the JC Show. Favorite Air Max shoe?
Favorite Air Max shoe? I think we answered this a couple of weeks back. Mine is the 95 Charles Barkley's. The one that Charles Barkley wore in 95. And to me, the most famous of Air Max basketball shoe is that 95 Charles Barkley. That's my favorite.
I think after someone asked that, I looked him up, and I remember the LeBrons. I can't remember which, the nines maybe. They're like blue, like teal, like high top, like
It's a basketball shoe?
Miami,
Yeah,
Miami
yeah.
vibes.
Because
Yeah.
there is like is it not a running Air Max, but almost like a.
yeah. This is a basketball shoe.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, they have two different versions. They have like the low top, which
Yeah, this
are-
is the high top.
Okay,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. But like it's like a tealy green.
Yeah, the OG Air Max, the first ones are the best ones.
Is that the Charles Barkley's? Or you
No,
talking-
no, I'm talking about like the original Air Max. Like
Yes.
they weren't diving into basketball yet. but,
That's
like,
when they had
OG
that's when they had
87
like
Air Max.
the sock insert that would kind of like wrap around your ankle. I mean, kind of like it was a little before its time.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are big now.
Yeah, right. That's what I'm saying.
I feel like
That-
all
now
90s things
Yeah, they
are big
remade.
now,
Yeah, they remade the first ones. But if you can get your hands on the actual OG ones, they're legit.
JJ Pickett's keeping us in the basketball vein, asking hashtag Ask the JC Show. Jordy, you still think Jalen Cook is better than Reese Beekman? Beekman's in the running for ACC Freshman of the Year and Defensive Player of the Year.
I do not. I think that Beekman was an obvious miss by LSU basketball, but I think that everybody has a certain type of player that they are looking for, and for whatever reason, I don't think that LSU was going after Beekman as hard as if they would have retroactively if they'd known what they know now. I think that he would have absolutely been on their radar or higher there. But I look, that's a good story for Reese Beekman for him to go out to a program like Virginia with Tony Bennett, be able to fit in there and be making such a big impact in his freshman season after a very sad story that he dealt with during his senior year, where his brother, who was a Washington State cornerback, passed away unexpectedly. So he is a Baton Rouge native that is succeeding at the next level, and I pull for Beekman. I hope he gets that award. But yes, I think if LSU had to do it again, they would absolutely go a little bit more intense on recruiting him.
James is in the Friday mood. Hashtag Ask the JC Show. When eating Mexican food, are you picking red salsa, green salsa, or queso?
I go green.
A little verde.
If I'm at Tio Jave's or formerly Nympha's, whatever, I still call it Nympha's, but
me too.
then I remember people don't know what that is.
And making its way back as a dominant restaurant in the scene.
Yeah, no, we still probably eat there once a week. If I'm
awesome.
there, if I'm going there, green sauce.
It's awesome.
100%. But green sauce is not all treated. It's not all
Amen.
equal
Yeah.
everywhere.
Amen.
Right.
If I'm anywhere else, and I'm not sure what their sauces are going to taste like. I always go queso, because sometimes even with red sauce, it ends up tasting sweet and
Yeah,
more like.
right.
I'm not scared of the double dip of
Oh, no, I
not the
love
double
a good
dip
dip.
of like taking a bite and then going back in. I'm talking about green queso and maybe even a little tip of
Little
red
triple-
sauce on the
the
way
triple
in.
dip.
I'll go a little cheese and then a little red.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I think it depends heavily on where you're going.
Yeah.
Like if I'm going to Torchy's, I'm going like with the queso all the
God,
way.
I haven't
'cause,
been yet.
Dude,
Like,
so good.
really,
I know,
so
I
good.
heard it's great.
And
The-
it's a cool like little. You can sit outside, and
Yeah.
like, for me, I can take my kids and they can
Huh?
run around. I guess
Yeah,
you don't
yeah,
have to
why-
choose.
No.
These are just if I have to pick. But I'm always white queso is always like a play. You can always trust
Yeah.
white queso.
Yeah, I think so. Definitely depends.
We
on
got
the
some
location.
restaurant meetings in the works after this. We'll see.
That's all we got right now, guys. If you want to holler at us, hashtag Ask the JC Show. We'll
mean,
try and get a couple more in.
You obviously go queso for the table every time.
For sure, because everybody likes queso.
Yeah.
Queso's a crowd pleaser. I also think Tio Jave's has some of the best margaritas.
Yeah.
Like,
I don't care if they're good or bad. I'm getting one.
but if I want it, but if I want like a really good one, I mean,
Yeah.
I'll drink a margarita anywhere.
Regardless.
But if I want a really good one, they have good margaritas.
Yeah, you can
like
drink it
the,
out your shirt and I'll drink it.
Velvet Cactus had good margaritas too.
Mestizos is
Mestizos
Katie's.
good.
Yeah. Oh, Mestizos is their margaritas are.
El Rio Grande's margaritas.
Those
Go have
will
one of
knock
those.
you on your ass.
Go have one of
yeah.
those. See what happens.
We had a meeting there one time, and I had to go like pick out blinds or something. I don't remember what happened, and then we had to go and like make some real decisions about
You
my
got-
life.
yeah, you got-
and I did not like
Hold on,
it.
wait.
Yeah, Rivers got
Who the hell picked out those blinds? You did last Thursday.
What just happened to me?
Sounds like she got the blackout curtain.
That's right. We're going to Hollywood next. Nathan Velasquez checks in for the 5-minute movie critic. Hey, you know it's no secret what we got going over here at the Jordy Culotta Show. We're trying to disrupt how media and advertising moves forward. My friend of over 35 years, Barrett Blondo, is doing the same thing for real estate with his new company, Falaya. I met with him in his own personal undisclosed location, and I got to see firsthand what Falaya has been doing and what he's been working on. It blew my mind, man. They are putting all the tools once reserved for professionals right in the hands of the homeowner. It's basically for sale by owner on steroids. For more information, give my guy Barrett Blondo a call today at 225-939-6153 or visit him at Falaya. That's FALAYA.com for more info. Barrett Blondo over at Falaya.com. Changing the game in real estate. Hey, if you're in the market for a custom home, get in touch with our friend Rhett Bourgeois over at RMB Builders. They're online at RMB-Builders, and Rhett can do just about anything you need around the house. He can build you a new one. He can repair the one you're in. He can remodel. If you need commercial construction help, he's licensed for commercial as well. He can handle an office renovation, building maintenance. Check out everything. It's online at rmb-builders.com. He's on social media, Instagram and Facebook. You can find him at the handle at RMB Builders LLC. But the website is fantastic. Check him out, rmb-builders.com.
Do you want to sponsor the Jordy Culotta Show? Contact us at katie@jordyculottashow.com. That's katie@jordyculottashow.com.
Welcome back here to the Jordy Culotta Show, presented every day by Go Chevrolet. Remember, online at GEAUXChevrolet.com. We're on YouTube exclusively every day. We're also on Facebook over there. Remember, make sure and give us a follow. We appreciate it. Like, share, comment, all the cool stuff. In fact, do our good friend a solid while you're on YouTube at 5 Minute Critic. You can search 5 Minute Critic on YouTube to keep up with the Tuesday and Thursday breakdowns of Hollywood movies from our friend Nathan Velasquez. Very talented. You know him for his skill in breaking down and video production. But now he's out in Hollywood in the belly of the beast as he is breaking down the movies every Tuesday and Thursday on his own YouTube channel at 5 Minute Critic is where you can find him. And he's on Twitter at Incredible Mr. Nat. It's good to talk to you, Nathan. How are you? Good morning.
Doing pretty good. Well, everyone in the country, we're trying to get out of this cold weather. Over here, I'm suffering 67 degrees. I don't know.
I hate you so much.
Nobody asked,
I don't know if
Nathan.
I'm going to be able to make it.
Nobody cares, Nathan.
Nobody really cares, bro. Everybody really cares more of the fact that you've not seen The Last Waltz still. How do you call yourself a movie critic?
Yeah, no, that's. I probably shouldn't have given you that information just right out the gate whenever you called. No, I never have. I will say, look, I've seen Stop Making Sense. Love music documentaries. They're awesome. But I've never seen The Last Waltz. I don't know what's wrong with me.
I've never seen it either, Nathan.
You got a Scorsese favorite?
Scorsese favorite. Jeez. Honestly, King of Comedy.
Wow.
That's a weird movie.
Wow.
It's a weird. Robert De Niro is absolutely incredible. Also, if you like the movie Joker, King of Comedy is pretty much that movie, but like 25 years earlier.
Wait, the Joaquin Phoenix Joker?
Yeah.
Wow.
He's pretty much a wannabe stand-up comedian that goes insane.
So wait, Nathan, when the movie The Joker came out, I told you I was never really, you didn't come to me for movie breakdowns ever. But I went to you and told you that I went and saw The Joker twice by myself, matinees.
What?
Matinees.
Man, what are you?
I could not get enough of it.
vibes,
It was
right?
some
That's
vibes,
a
bro.
weird-
I looked around. It was weird.
That's a weird thing
for
to
sure.
admit.
I could see you at that game show scene, just the biggest smile on your face. Like, these guys, they're
That's right.
crazy.
And I remember telling you, Nathan, I think this is one of the best movies I've ever seen. You agreed with that wholeheartedly. Where has that movie landed? How has it aged for you?
I would say pretty good. Even whenever it came out, like it was one of those few movies where it's like, if everyone remembers, everyone was getting like pissed off about it before the thing even came out. Everyone was thinking the world was going to like catch on fire because of it, because, it's incredibly violent. Everyone was like freaking out about it. Then you had like the comic book nerds that were kind of like, this isn't even going to be true. They're going to mess up the Joker story. But then when it came out, it was still like the same level of controversy, which is just cool. That never happened. But like, to boot, it was still just an incredible movie. Joaquin Phoenix, like, I can't think of a time that he's been more insane than that.
Yeah.
Great movie.
Yeah.
So Robert De Niro was obviously in The Joker. Does that pay homage to him in King of Comedy? Was that like a little tie-in? If you haven't seen both or either, is that something that they were trying to do there?
It had to be. It absolutely had to be. I mean, yeah, he in King of Comedy, he's desperate to become a stand-up comedian. He wants to go and have his own show like Johnny Carson. And then in Joker, he is pretty much the version of Johnny Carson in Gotham City. And actually, Scorsese was at one point executive producer on that, so it's not even that much of a surprise that it's got that in DNA.
We were talking about The Irishman earlier. What, are you one, how do you feel about it? And two, were you the one that like didn't like for people to break the movie up and watch it? I can't remember.
Well, here, whenever it came out, I was being pretty snotty about it. It's the new Scorsese movie. How dare you? This man's an auteur. Yeah, all that stuff. I watched it again last year. It's freaking long.
It's so long.
It's so long.
How did you watch the whole thing? Did you watch it in one sitting?
I did not.
Yes.
I did not. Yeah, okay, right. I was with. This is in quarantine. So you're with a group of people. You're not. There's not a large group that's going to be like, what? 3 hours 45 minutes? Let's do this thing.
Right.
Let's go.
But the original time you did watch it all the way through.
Oh yeah, no. Well, I went to the Broad over in New Orleans. One of the few theaters in the country that was showing it. But no, I mean, look, it's good. Scorsese's, great. There's a level that he reaches all the time. But I mean, he already remade Goodfellas with Casino, and that was awesome. I really don't need to do it again.
5-minute critic Nathan Velasquez here joining us on the Jordy Culotta Show. Remember, you can follow 5-minute critic on Twitter. You can hit it on YouTube. It's at the number 5 men critic, at 5 men critic is where you can find it on Twitter to keep up with everything. It looked like it was a busy week for you in breaking down, and this is going to be every Tuesday and Thursday that you can find the latest upload to the breakdowns. Nomadland and the Prom were two that stood out to me. What were your takeaways?
Oh, the Prom, I would say, look, if the Prom is, if you watch it, the first 15 minutes are absolutely hilarious. I was shocked. I wasn't all that pumped going into it, but those first 15 minutes are actually some of the funnier pieces of content that I've seen from last year. But after that, I don't know what happens. It just falls off. It completely falls off. It becomes kind of generic. I mean, as far as the musical goes, it's not all that exciting. But look, if you want a fun 15 minutes, just kind of go ahead and start that. Just watch the first 15 minutes. Man, there you go. There you go. No, and Nomadland, look, it's a bit slow. It's a bit slow. It's an indie movie, and it's rightly on its way to the Oscars. If you like being in that conversation, then Frances McDormand is going to 100% take the Best Actress nomination. So absolutely watch that. It comes out today on Hulu. Great watch. And actually, we just dropped a weekly update a few minutes ago on YouTube, so if you want to check that out.
I don't know if you're allowed to tell us. I don't know how you do this, but how far in advance do you plan the movies that you're going to review? Like, could you tell us right now what you're going to do for next week, or do we have to wait and see?
I don't know if I'm allowed to do that. I don't know if I'm allowed to do that.
I don't want to mess up your process. I wasn't sure if it's like a secret, you know?
Oh, no, it's there's got a few things in the works. If you follow me on Twitter, 5 Men Critics, then you will absolutely be kept in the loop.
We got a listener question for you. Patrick Kimry wants to know, ask Nathan if he has seen From Hell with Johnny Depp about Jack the Ripper and your thoughts.
Oh, I love From Hell. That was one of those movies. My dad was obsessed with that. And maybe some people would say if he says like, what's a little young to be letting someone watch that movie. But no, look, that's great movie. Johnny Depp is awesome. It's creepy. I think that's from the guys that made Book of Eli. I forget their names, but no, that's From Hell is an awesome movie. I think it's based on a graphic novel, actually.
What is coming up this weekend, Nate? What's going on this weekend out west?
This weekend out west, actually going hiking again, so pretty excited about that. Heading over to the Hollywood Lake. Oh, yeah. Yeah, very, very excited. What is going on over there? Y'all, I hear you getting a new couch or something?
We could be getting a new couch. The temperatures have been very frigid this week, which has been very miserable. We're expecting the sun to come out at some point over the next 48 hours. It's been
You're
brutal.
hogging the sun.
Yes, give it back. Yep. Is people starting to move around out there? Is it starting to get a little bit back to normal at all?
Oh, no, it is. It's been, I would say if you asked me that question 2 weeks ago, I'd be lying to you. Things were still, people I don't think knew what to do so much. There's so much back and forth here, what they've been doing. No, last weekend, huge increase in pretty much traffic all over the place. You're starting to kind of get that feeling like there are still some regulations, but, people are like, just go ahead and get in this store. We'll fill it out. No worries.
At Incredible Mr. Nat is where you follow him on Twitter. Keep up with everything that's going on at 5 Minute Critic on the YouTube channel. I subscribed last week. Set the alerts whenever it goes live on Tuesday and Thursday with the breakdowns. It'll pop up for you right there on your smart device. Make sure you hit him up on Twitter and on social media at 5 Men Critic is where you can keep up with our friend. Keep up the good work. We'll talk to you in 1 week.
Talk to you then. Have a good week, guys.
Yes, sir. There is Nathan Velasquez checking in from Hollywood as he gives the breakdown to 5 Minute Critic. Make sure you're following him on YouTube there.
His videos are really good.
They're fantastic.
He's so witty and he's so good.
He does a great job.
They're great. And I mean, outside of the critique, right, where he shows off his personality, he's great with his personality. His production. Yeah, the production's fantastic.
I mean, for those of you who don't know who Nathan is, I mean, that's what his background is. Video production. That's what he wants to do. And so you can tell when you're watching these videos.
Yes. And we appreciate your interaction and for being with us out there. If you're inside the bunker, we appreciate you being there and interacting. Make sure you like and share, comment, tell the people about what's happening here at the Jordy Culotta Show. We're daily on the JC Show. We are brought to you by Lanois Insurance. Online at LANOIX agency.com. Randy, Brian, and David all standing by today if you want to get in touch with them. With the rains and the ice and everything that came through this weekend, If you've got a roof leak, if you've got busted pipes around the house, remember, get in touch with your insurance agent today to get that fast insurance quote to see how they can save you money, whether it is flood insurance, home insurance, business insurance. Get in touch with the Landwise, Lanoix, agency.com, 749-5640 is the phone number. Landwise Agency, Randy, Brian, David, all standing by, Lanoix, agency.com. We will get you into the weekend when we come back here next on the Jordy Culotta Show. Under new management, but it's the same old familiar names that you know here from the area. Lee Carney and Nick Richard are up and running in LaPlace, Louisiana, and they want you to stop in today. But if you can't, they'll make it easy for you. They'll come to you. Log online to GoChevrolet.com. That's GEAUX Chevrolet.com. Go Chevrolet is conveniently located on Airline Highway in LaPlace, Louisiana. Shop all the inventory, whether it's new or pre-owned, at GoChevrolet.com. That's GEAUX Chevrolet.com. Dr. James Johnson and Dr. Chad Spillers of Johnson and Spillers Dentistry, with 2 locations, one in Gonzales and one in Baton Rouge between Segan Lane and Bluebonnet, offer everything from ceramic crowns to pediatric dentistry, dental cleanings, Botox, extractions. They're online at johnsonspillers.com. Located in Gonzales and in Baton Rouge, seeing both new patients and existing patients. Log online to johnsonspillers.com.
If you missed the show, you can always check out our podcast, brought to you by RMB Builders, on Apple, Spotify, or anywhere else you can listen to podcasts.
Every time we talk to LSU head basketball coach Will Wade here on the Jordy Culotta Show, it's brought to you by Phil's Oyster Bar. Some exciting new things coming up at Phil's here during the Lenten season, including featuring new seafood specials every Friday, in addition to the seafood-filled menu over there. And they're offering up brunch right now on Saturday and Sundays, which will have bottomless mimosas. Don't forget Monday night 50-cent oysters and $2 draft beers, all over at Phil's Oyster Bar. Check them out. They're online at philsoysterbar.com, but they're located in the South Downs Shopping Center, a staple here in Baton Rouge for a long time. Go tell Anthony Piazza and the crew hello. Phil's Oyster Bar. Hey, if you're in the market for a custom home, get in touch with our friend Rhett Bourgeois over at RMB Builders. They're online at RMB-Builders, and Rhett can do just about anything you need around the house. He can build you a new one. He can repair the one you're in. He can remodel. If you need commercial construction help, he's licensed for commercial as well. He can handle an office renovation, building maintenance. Check out everything. It's online at rmb-builders.com. He's on social media, Instagram and Facebook. You can find him at the handle at RMB Builders LLC. But the website is fantastic. Check him out, rmb-builders.com. Hey, you know it's no secret what we got going over here at the Jordy Culotta Show. We're trying to disrupt how media and advertising moves forward. My friend of over 35 years, Barrett Blondo, is doing the same thing for real estate with his new company, Falaya. I met with him in his own personal undisclosed location, and I got to see firsthand what Falaya has been doing and what he's been working on. It blew my mind, man. They are putting all the tools once reserved for professionals right in the hands of the homeowner. It's basically for sale by owner on steroids. For more information, give my guy Barrett Blondo a call today at 225-939-6153 or visit him at Falaya. That's FALAYA.com for more info. Barrett Blondo over at Falaya.com. Changing the game in real estate.
Three people and show me your.
All right, welcome back here. Show me what?
Those mics, Lloyd.
Three people show you what?
No way.
No, I was saying, Jeff Marcon said, who sponsors Riv's jacket collection? And I said, free people and show me your movie. Don't
Remember,
actually show me anything.
you can ask the Jordy Culotta Show on inside of the Bayou, inside of the bunker.
The Bayou Bunker.
The old Bayou Bunker.
It is open for sponsorship.
That's right. Appreciate everybody for being out there today. Coach John Brady was fantastic talking a little LSU basketball. We also talked to Doug Thompson about the LSU baseball team as the Tigers getting prepared for opening weekend. And Nathan Velasquez, the 5-minute critic, for stopping by on this Friday, talking a little Hollywood and some movies as we go into the weekend. We mentioned at the top of the show that Daniel Jeremiah posted his latest mock draft over at NFL.com. Jamar Chase got him going number 3 off the board to the Miami Dolphins, as Jeremiah says that the Dolphins could use a lot of work in different areas, but they need a big-time playmaker, and Jamar Chase being there is the one that he's going to go with. A couple of quarterbacks off the board early. Trevor Lawrence, you got him going to number 1 to Jacksonville. Zach Wilson, who is the quarterback out of BYU. Jeremiah's got him going number 2 to the New York Jets, and then Jamar Chase going 3rd to Miami. He's got Justin Fields, a quarterback at Ohio State, going to Atlanta, and then rounding out the top 5 is going to be Penei Sewell going to block for Joe Burrow in Cincinnati.
I was going to tell you, Katie, you might want to be careful with that scroll. It is on the video. Not that you're doing anything weird, but just,
Looking at more glow-ups.
Just looking at Tom Brady. A little Tom Brady 1996. Just staring at the butt cut. Just loving that butt cut.
Tom Brady college highlights.
Nathan came back. We didn't ask him about the ad-lib thing, but he did come. He jumped into the bunker, and he said he wants to go with "You're Gonna Need a Bigger Boat" as the best ad-lib.
That's a good one. That's good.
Ooh, that is good.
Yeah.
Ooh, you got it very excited.
That's ad-lib?
Apparently.
How about that?
I trust Nathan.
Yeah, I definitely do trust Nathan on that.
Nathan could have said anything. I'd be like, all right.
I love the Nathan segment, though.
Yeah, it's
I
good.
love
Something
He's
that's
great.
He's just so funny.
it'll be,
I miss him.
He's always so chipper.
yeah.
Yep.
I mean, it's early out there, bro.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
It's
it
early
is.
out
It's
Hard
very-
not to wake up
Oh
and be in a
gosh,
good
I didn't
mood.
even think about that.
Like 6:48 over there.
Yeah.
Right now.
What's he doing? Agreeing to come on this show?
Trying to promote his site, bro. Red Bourgeois Builders, RMB Builders, 921-7062, rmb-builders.com. If you want to get in touch with Rhett and the crew, they can help you out from if you need a custom-made house today, they can help you. If you want commercial remodeling, or if you need anything done from a construction standpoint around commercial construction, let Rhett Bourgeois help you today. 921-7062 or online at rmb-builders.com.
This might be a dumb question to ask this room.
Uh-huh.
But
Hit me. Try me.
No. I mean,
Let's see.
It might not be. It might not
Let's see.
be. You talk a big game with baseball over there when you're interviewing people, but I don't know. Yeah.
No, that's faking.
Fake it till you make
Yes,
it.
that is-
But
But the con and
what do you
confidence.
think it's gonna look like? Because isn't Air Force is pretty good, huh?
I would know that. I
Okay,
would definitely
okay.
not know that.
All
I
right.
do know enough about LSU to say that it feels a lot like the same around here as far as expectation goes. And year in, year out, you can feel when the expectation is real and when it's not. The expectation's always going to be there because of the letters on the
Right,
hat.
absolutely.
Right? The colors that they go out, the place that they play, the money and the resources behind the program. But it's just, I mean, it's sports. Some years you're going to be down. Some years you're going to be better.
For sure.
This year, they're going to be good, in my opinion, because they've got frontline pitching. They haven't had that. Now, if they got to continue to go against the arm soreness and not be able to get the most out of these guys because they have some type of arm issue, which LSU has dealt with just habitually over the last 6 years, and I know that we're looking at it in the forest. I think other colleges and other teams and programs have dealt with that. It just feels like LSU's been a little intensified. So I expect them.
Because, I mean, I think Air
to
Force
be
is.
good.
I could be wrong. Somebody correct me, obviously. But I think Air Force is supposed to be pretty good. And Notre Dame was, supposed to be pretty good. So.
I hope so, because I'd like to see them tested
Yeah.
early on. I'd like
Yeah.
to see Jaden Hill have to go up against a couple of dudes this weekend.
Right.
Now, it'll change when the weather changes,
Yeah,
right? I mean, like, I
absolutely.
think
It's still gonna be
the
cold this
game will
weekend.
change when it's warmer. I mean, the ball will fly, the guys will be looser. Huh?
I'll tweet about it.
Yes.
Yeah, Katie will say,
Yeah,
I mean,
right.
it's
Tweet
pretty
about the
cold.
weather, then.
I'm shocked. I said this earlier. I'm shocked. So Mississippi State, Ole Miss are going to Texas to do kind of a round robin thing with TCU, Texas Tech, and Texas, and they're playing in Arlington. I'm surprised they're still going. I mean, they're still playing the games. It's still on. They haven't moved or canceled anything.
They didn't move it to Cancun?
If for anything, if for any reason, other than just like the bad optics of like Texas is in a state of emergency right now. You're gonna power up a baseball stadium. They're playing in the Rangers stadium.
Right.
You're gonna power that thing up when there are so many people who like don't have power right now. Just like a bad look.
Yeah.
I feel like maybe just let's stay home.
I don't see how they do that.
I don't know if this is true. My mom told me this, so.
Yeah.
But
Little mom story.
they were supposed.
Sources.
Who told
they
you
were-
that? My mom?
They were supposed to be my parents were going to go watch the games, and they decided not to. But she said she heard that the hotel that the baseball team is staying in currently, as of last night, didn't have power.
How could that be? Not
Don't
that
know.
they don't have power.
Yeah, yeah.
That they're going.
But they're going.
You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
what do you mean?
Maybe they told him that by today they would. Like I don't know what
Yeah.
I don't know what that sounded like. But she said as of last night the hotel didn't have power.
It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, I know.
I don't know how we're
So,
going to ask.
and I'm sure the games will go on fine this weekend here. It's just still gonna be very cold.
cold.
Yeah.
Do we have any questions over there? Do we have one more question?
Someone came in late with a question about favorite LSU alternate uniforms.
And I'm guessing this is football.
Yeah, I mean, we could go with any sport.
Yeah,
honestly.
for me, the football one is what they wore against Ole Miss 2 years ago with Burrow, with the gray face, the Billy Cannon jersey.
Billy Cannon look.
I mean, it's
number?
it's a very subtle change.
It was just the helmets, I think.
It's just the helmet, and I think it was like the font.
Oh yeah, numbers
of the numbers. But the colors were the same. But the helmet, in my opinion, I think LSU's got the cleanest headgear in college football.
100%.
I mean,
No-
it like
no
stands
question.
out. I think they're the only school that has their letters and their logo on the helmet. I want to say that they're the only school that has LSU
Both,
with the
yeah.
logo on the helmet. But the color pattern, I think, is fantastic. And I love the purple face mask. But when I saw the gray face mask on with the purple numbers,
And the
with
white
LSU's
uniform, yeah.
white, I thought that was as clean as LSU has looked. And I love LSU's uniforms.
Yeah.
I don't really go for I hated the like the hyper color helmet. I even like I didn't
against Mississippi State.
yeah
With
the Mississippi
the
State
World War
look.
One
Yeah,
uniforms.
and even like the gold helmet that Leonard and them wore, or the gold jerseys
Yeah.
that Leonard and them wore with the white helmets with the numbers on the side of them. I thought it was okay.
You don't want it to be your permanent look.
I don't really get
Yeah.
behind the all white look at LSU. I mean, I
the
think
2015 Ole Miss.
it's
at
clean.
Ole
You know, like
Miss,
Jarvis and Jarvis and Odell, their freshman year wore it against Auburn. To me, I thought the cleanest look was Burrow against Ole Miss 2 years ago when they just had the Billy Cannon, the ode to the 1959 champions.
Such a good pick.
I thought that was my favorite.
I just like when we throw on the white helmets, the white lids with the purple jerseys. I think looks so good.
That's a good look.
Yeah, it's just a good little alternate.
You said
Yeah,
LSU
yeah.
has the best helmets. I don't know. I think anything that Tulane does looks good. I
Tulane-
think they just have the best colors. Like to me, they are just so aesthetically pleasing. That kind of powder blue with the green. I love their helmets.
booger
I just love
wave.
them. I love their helmets. I love their uniforms. It's like stuff I want to buy. You know,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
I'm not necessarily a Tulane fan, but I would wear any gear. So if you're listening, Banks, send us gear. but seriously, I mean, I really like everything they do. So I don't know if I would follow you down the LSU has the best helmets.
Traditional helmets. I mean, Tulane's helmets have changed
That's true.
numerous times over the past
Yeah.
20 years, and I love their look too. I
Yeah.
really do. I mean, I love their
Yeah.
colors. I love their look. I love their logo.
Yeah.
I don't think that you can find a really cool, or a cooler pattern than when they wear the baby blue tops with the.
So good.
with the- I
It's
mean,
so good.
it's
it
pretty
really
fire,
is. Like
bro.
you see it and it
Give
just
me that.
comforts your eyes.
Yeah, it's good.
You know,
I mean,
like
it's good, and I know y'all don't like this, but the Ole Miss baby blue.
I like
Oh,
them.
dude,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
love
with the
those. I love
red
those.
with the
You know what,
red
I'll tell you
tops
why I
and the
don't like
gray and the gray pants to me is a fine.
this is
college
why I don't
football
like
look.
it. It has nothing to do with Ole Miss. And everybody's gonna roll their eyes at that. It really doesn't. It has nothing to do with Ole Miss because I can appreciate a good look when it's there. I don't like the red on the baby blue. For me, that is not aesthetically pleasing. It's almost like too sharp for my eyes.
Well, I hate it when they put
red on
I hate it when they
blue.
put the baby blue top on the baby blue headgear.
Like they brought to LSU this year.
Yeah, like I didn't like that at
Because
all.
they don't match.
I kind of
They're
like
not the same
I kind of
shade.
like all white, like white on white,
Yeah.
baby blue top.
helmet. Yeah, let something
Look,
pop.
I got no problems
Yeah.
with the baby blue, the powder blue. I got no problems with that. It's whenever you put the red with it. Like Tulane, it works for them because that green really looks good with the baby blue. Red is almost, it's like a too sharp
It's the
a
opposite
contrast.
color, yeah. The green kind of meshes with the blue a lot better. I think the thing that sells me on Ole Miss's powder blue helmets is the gray face mask, like you were talking about with LSU's alternates.
Yeah.
For the 59 season, I love that. I think this is, I want your opinion on this because people think about it in different ways when I bring it up. LSU, think about it, not the 96 Independence Bowl jerseys like they wore with
The gold?
yeah, but LSU's regular format of jersey with gold mane, purple numbers, like the stripes with purple and white. So you've got like 2 purple, 1 white, and then gold jersey. What would that look good?
I have not had good experiences with the gold jersey.
What?
They
Y'all don't do that.
They wore the gold
wore
jersey
these.
in the 96 Independence
But,
Bowl
like, y'all don't-
against Saban.
Is that the last time? I mean, like, y'all don't
I think
do that.
so.
We wore them twice. Well,
I think
like,
so.
and they were both in a bowl game.
Yeah. Oregon? Yeah, Oregon's
Oh,
good.
yeah, Oregon.
Every week I'm like,
Oregon's good. You know, I mean, Oregon's
Yeah.
kind of a new age uniform where
Yeah.
they change it every week.
Yeah.
I think a classic
But
look.
I like those colors.
Yeah.
I just love everything they do.
I tell you who's got a really good classic uniform who I love is Georgia.
Georgia and Auburn.
I love Georgia's gray pants.
I love
like
their
Au-
stripe where it's like
I like Auburn.
where it's
Yeah.
red.
Auburn is clean.
Auburn feels very,
very
like you're
LSU.
talking. Yes, I was about to say
Yeah.
maybe for the same reasons that you think LSU seems clean and like that's the same feeling I get when I'm looking at Auburn.
Right.
It's just very traditional.
See, I don't like the Penn State, Alabama.
Right, it's too
traditionals.
much. It's
Yeah,
like too
every-
little.
Yeah,
it's too traditional.
it's
It's,
too
like,
traditional. I agree. So I mean, my favorite to answer the question is the Burrow Ole Miss. Definitely 2 years ago. I mean, the ode to the Billy Cannon 1959 team was just such a clean
He
look.
just did nothing wrong.
No.
Yep.
It did- yeah.
Wait, you're talking about Joe Burrow?
Yeah.
Wait, but so I
No,
forgot
Billy
to
has it. Billy has his
Billy
pass.
Cannon. But I meant to bring this up earlier when we were talking about glow ups.
Joey B.
I feel like Joey B had a kind of an awkward. There was that time when we weren't sure if it was love handles or if it was muscle. He kind of had a weird like.
I think when he cut the long hairs, when he really became like,
Yeah.
he got his aura.
The shot of him walking into his first NFL game, suited up with the shades
Oh, my
on.
God,
I
dude.
mean,
Needed a mop.
look at Joey.
Joe Burrow and
Look
Ray-Ban.
at Joey.
at Joey.
Get your mop and bucket. Wop, weak ass pass. All right, have a good weekend on that. Yes. All right, here we go. All right, let's go. Let's go.
We all get one. Oh,
We all get shots.
where's the basketballs?
Shot.
Wait, do you get to do it from wherever?
Well, I mean,
Like, what are we doing here?
for $250.
Oh, give me my coffee.
All right.
Am I standing up for this one?
Do I need to get out
Oh
of the
no,
way?
we lost the handle. Lost the handle.
I'm gonna hit Jordy. Oh! No, he almost made it. All right. Okay, wait. Let me. Not that this is gonna make it that big a difference.
I'll get up and I'll shoot.
Man, that right corner of the door is
What are you, drunk?
maybe. What's Lloyd wearing?
Oh no! Give me that lighter
So
one.
you wear.
It's like a snuggy hoodie. What are we doing?
Comfy. Oh,
See, I'm telling you, it's a bad angle.
it is a bad angle.
Write the hashtag Harpers inside of the bunker. Hashtag Harpers. And if I make this, I will pick a name for a $250 giveaway at Harper's Haberdashery
You about to dunk
today.
it?
Write it.
Go see Sam. Tell him he owes you $250. Shout out to Harper's Haberdashery. Have a great weekend. Thank you all for being there this week. We'll be back with you at 7 a.m. on Monday morning.
Peace.